Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to welcome to Knowledge and Relationships Live Talk. This is your boy M3, and I have a special guest that I would like to bring up to the table. So this guest is none other, okay, than the groomsman himself, okay, Mr. BRUIZZR in the building.
What's going on, family?
What's going on, BRUIZZR, man? Salutes to you. How you doing,
What's
man?
doing good, man? What's going on?
Not too much, man. Well, as always, first and foremost, thank you for just come up to our panel and for allowing me and probably like the crew if they do come to give you this live talk. So I'm looking forward to pretty much getting to know you, uh, your journey through like YouTube and social media, and just ask like just a bunch of good like questions.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we're gonna just start off right with the first question, which people usually get stuck on. I don't know why, but I think it's simple. The first question would be, if you could please tell us about yourself.
Well, I go by BRUIZZR, but my name is Darwin. I'm a military vet.
Hmm.
Uh, Sorry about that.
No, no, you're good, man.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm a military
Hmm.
brat. I mean, not military brat. I'm a military vet.
Hmm.
uh, I graduated college as a computer scientist back in
Okay,
2016.
nice.
Athlete, basketball player, gamer, love movies, Marvel comics, stuff like that.
Okay,
Uh, I have a wife and a son. 6 months. It'll be 7 months on November the 6th.
congratulations,
So
man.
that's first and only. Actually, prided myself on doing it the right way. Uh,
Okay.
getting married first.
Hmm.
Making sure I, enter my career, get married first, then have children. I had so many
Yeah,
people in my family show me the wrong way to do it. And you know what? I'm not going to even say it's necessarily the wrong way. It's just not the most lucrative way to go about it.
I
And
guess it's
I have a YouTube channel called The Groomsmen Show. It's under a YouTube network called Concur Entertainment, and we're supposed to have multiple podcasts featured on that channel. It's just some of them are taking a little time, but The Groomsmen Show has got 21 episodes going right now, and basically, we talk about dating and marriage, along with how society and its policies can impact how our relationships thrive.
hmm
Because the reason why I came up with that is, and I concluded on that mission for my channel is because I always wonder why the community never flourished. I always wonder why there was so much crime,
yeah,
poverty, and drugs flowing in and out. I used to blame racism and discrimination, but I couldn't really get far by playing a blame game.
yeah,
What I've learned is that you cannot bring your people out of the misery when part of your people are supporting policies and laws that hinder the progression of the nuclear
mm,
family.
right,
So that's the reason why I chose this, because I felt like family, raising children up to be citizens, civilized adults, and be abide by the law, and you know push them out there so they can actually be somebody instead of being out here committing crime and doing drugs and all this other stuff, and just making the community worse. Uh, I think it started at home, so that's
mm,
that's the reason why I got into this. But I actually didn't even plan on like having a podcast or anything. I just met some brothers on the Lapeef network. I don't know who those guys is. It's a guy by the name of Logic. They call him Mr. Logic. I met him at a cheesecake factory when I was with my wife and my in-laws.
Oh,
We were
in
having a
person.
conversation. Yeah, we were having a conversation about
Hmm.
relationships and stuff.
Yeah,
And it got a little heated because it was just me and like three other females. So, and I guess I got lucky just being around him, and we hit it off. We got cool, and he invited me on his podcast, and I was like, man, I think I have a place in this. You know what I mean? So I
hmm
was like, let me go ahead and see if I can get some guys and get some ladies to come together and see if we can talk about relationships. So it's just it's a fun thing to do, man. You can sit up for hours and hours. There's so many perspectives on relationships. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's mind blowing. So, but there's very little solution though. It's always a lot of bad talk about, negative things, but there's rarely any solutions. So I try to have a conversation that leads to solutions, so to speak.
Okay. And I like that type of mindset because um, in relationships, I feel like relationships topics, right, is always going to continue to be ongoing because there's a very dire need to repair these broken relationships. You have modern women, you have modern men. Everyone is thinking in a new way of relationships that is not working. You still have opinions of people that are saying that, well, if we went through the old way, follow the advice from our parents or grandparents, relationships would be better. But who's to say? Because the structure, especially like in American society, is a lot different. So everyone's adapting, but unfortunately, the way how they're adapting is not really healthy as far as relationship building. So like, the fact that like, okay, you have like you have experience as far as being like a married man, and you have like family too, like you have a son, like that's easy for you to like pretty much. Let's hold on for a second. That's pretty much easy for you to like pretty much like help teach people the fundamentals of what it means to be in a healthy marriage. Not saying that everything is perfect to the T, but the point is that you hear so much of people advertising why it's not okay to get married, and you could be the person to really help them show like a better side, a better reason for why like being married is probably beneficial. You know?
Yeah, I think it's beneficial for all men to be married.
Okay.
First of all, I think it's
Hmm.
beneficial for all men to have children to create immortality in their bloodline. You can't do that without having children. And if you're gonna have children in this society, the way the laws and policies are shaped, you need to be married.
Yeah.
So therefore, I think that all men should get married.
That's what's up, man. You know? Okay. Well, before I ask why, okay, I gotta welcome Mr. Intellectual SoapBox, Knowledge Relationships and Network Manager. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Intellectual SoapBox.
Yo. What's
Yo.
going on? Man, when I first met BRUIZZR, or when I first seen BRUIZZR, it was actually on another network. And I said, yo, man, I didn't know Chef Curry was doing streaming, man. I didn't know. I didn't know Curry was streaming. He probably gets that a lot, man. But yeah, bro. It's all love. You know what I'm saying? I really, yo, the comparison is crazy. Like, he does look like Curry a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, dang, I ain't know Curry was streaming. Yeah. I didn't know, bro. I didn't know.
But
I didn't know. But yeah, man. I'll build on the topic of what you're saying. BRUIZZR, thank you for allowing us to interview you, bro. We truly appreciate it. M3, what's going on?
What's up, man?
I think freedom in America and just overall has exposed it's exposed everything. It's a good thing. You know what I mean? The best thing that's ever happened to us is freedom. The worst thing that's ever happened to us is freedom. But now we here, right? Can't go back. You know what I mean? Unless we change the laws. And if we change the laws, then we got to deal with some more other stuff. But now that we here, everybody's free. Everybody can pick who they want to pick. They can choose who they want to choose. They can do whatever they want to do, whether it's monogamous or poly or whatever. You know what I mean? Now we can start to have these conversations. I think we just need to destroy and rebuild. As far as just the way we do relationships, I've always been an advocate for that. You know what I mean? Especially recently, destroying and rebuilding. And I don't think marriage is necessarily for everyone. Shout out to Kings and Dreams. What up, baby? And I don't think kids is for everyone. Some people shouldn't get married. Some people should not have kids. You know what I mean? I'm a strong believer in that. You know what I mean? I think some people should do it and some people shouldn't. Now, because both of them are responsibility, and if you're not willing to be responsible, and you're not willing to take on that commitment, do not do it because it will not go well for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to take on that commitment and you know what it means and you want to take on everything that comes with it, take it on. You know what I mean? Go for it. You know what I mean? But if you have any doubt or you're not clear about anything when it comes to that, don't do it. You know what I mean? It's definitely a responsibility. It's definitely a commitment, especially because now, as a man, you are literally leading other people's lives, whether it's your wife or it's your kids. So if you ain't ready for that shit, don't do it. It's like anything. If you take on, you've been in the military, BRUIZZR, you know, if you're not ready to make the commitment to the military, don't go. Do not go, because it's gonna be bad for you. But if you're ready to make that commitment and you're ready to sacrifice and you're ready to put it all out there, do it. It's like anything. It's like if you play sports or whatever else you play, or whatever else you do in life. If you're willing to make that commitment, go all out. I'm in the technology. I'm in the computers. I'm going all out for that because I went to school for it. You know what I mean? I've gone through different things, you know, working in this field, so it is what it is. But I made that commitment. So anything in life, if you're not willing to make the commitment, don't do it. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? Would it help society be better? Maybe. You know what I mean? But at this point, with everything being free now, I think we just got to have more discussions. We got to figure out kind of where everybody stands, why everybody feels why they feel, and then we can just grow together. You know what I mean? Because if we try to put people down or try to put people down because if they are more poly or more on the Christian or Muslim tip, hey, what's going on? Keep it funky. What's good? Or if they more on the poly tip, you know what I mean? We put them down, and they ain't gonna go nowhere because people ain't gonna listen to you trying to put them down. They gonna be like, hey, fuck out of here. At least I'm gonna be that way. So yeah.
Yeah, the reason why, I mean, I'm not the biggest religious person, but I feel like, me personally, I think it's a spiritual charge on every man by God to be fruitful and multiply. I feel like that's just one thing that you just set out here to do. I mean, obviously, if you can't commit or you can't commit or you can't take up the responsibilities that come with having children and being married, then don't. But I'll do you one even better. If you're gonna have sex out here, then you should be trying to get married. Because the way the laws in society is done is it's pent against you to be just going around smashing it, pumping and dumping. You get what I'm saying? So the likelihood of you getting caught up in a situation by just going around having sex without any inclination of getting married and starting a family is pretty much a losing battle in today, the way the laws are. You get what I'm saying? So
absolutely,
if you're not willing to take responsibility or commit, you shouldn't even be having sex, period. And it's not hard to do, because a third of the men in America right now are not even having sex. So it's not like it's something that you got to have. You got to have sex. But if you're going to do it, you got to be able to deal with the responsibilities that come with it. And you got to know that just because a woman say, hey, look, I'm on birth control, hey, this and that, I can't tell you how many times brothers have been screwed over with that kind of nonsense or those kind of talking points. So you got to really protect yourself out here.
Now that I definitely agree with you on, brother, protecting yourself at all times. Because I mean, people gonna be bumping and grinding. That's gonna happen regardless. You know what I mean? Like that ain't gonna never stop, no matter what law you make, whatever laws you take away. It's gonna be going down. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially in America, it's definitely going down. So yeah, a lot of guys aren't doing it, but the ones who are active, and I think they should definitely practice sexual responsibility as far as just protecting themselves. But I think people getting it on, yeah, that's gonna happen. Like, the best way we can do it is just educate people, educate them with the do's and don'ts and things they should look out for, and then go from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, education is key. No matter what you do, education is key. Knowledge is power. So yeah.
And wrap it up, man. And stay strapped.
Wrap it up.
Definitely hit that like button. Yeah. Salutes, keep it funky. Thank you for tuning in and encouraging people to share and hit the like button. Much appreciated.
Appreciate that, Logic.
Oh, that's Logic, aka Logic. Okay. Well, salute to you, Logic. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah.
Also, salute the Quest too, because I know that's their thing. I seen them on the live yesterday in the morning. Salute to both of them brothers.
Yes, major salute. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad that kind of going back to our conversation, of how you ran to Logic and met him. I'm glad that he brought you, into this YouTube space, and you found some potential and value into it. Because here, like on this platform, man, we have opportunities to share our message. However, you know, there's moments where it's like YouTube and other social medias can tend to cancel us when people they don't really favor in our opinions. So, but hey, it's a start anyways. And I'm glad that you're using the platform to talk about something that can help really benefit the black community as opposed to like get into like the goofy stuff that other creators will get into for views and likes. So when I tune in into like your content a few times, I was like, yo, these are some interesting conversations that you guys are having. Like I feel like it's professional, like well in depth, and it's very like thought provoking. You even had people, and this is funny how like things could be like a small world. You even had the lady named Mel. Mel was one of the people that we had gave an interview last year in our season 1 of Knowledge and Relationships. And One Stop Shop, like I didn't even know like he was really heavily into these type of conversations, in the YouTube world. I just happened to like see him like on IG, and he was talking about cooking, and I ordered like one of his cookbooks. So when I saw him, I was like, oh, okay, like that's pretty phenomenal. Like you got like really like good connections, and I'm like, damn, definitely is a small world, even like if it's cyberly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, those guys are a lot of those guys military. You know what I'm saying? You play basketball. Most of the people I connect with is people I see on the basketball court. So I know Mel from Fort Lee basketball. I know One Stop Shop from Fort Belvoir basketball. So a lot of people I connect with things that we have mutual interest in, and we just network. We just continue to network, and then whenever I have ideas like the one I have as far as the podcast, you'd be surprised at who that you are already connected with is interested in some of the things that you're interested in. So I just don't know too many people that aren't interested in talking about things that could potentially, make a change in our community. And a lot of people always like to pull that card. What are you doing to make a difference? Why are you always talking bad? When are you going to do something? What are you doing? What are you out here doing? This is priceless to me.
Mm-hmm.
But the sad thing about it is it's really hard to get your own family and a lot of your friends to kind of buy into what you're trying to do. It's like, it's weird. Like since I started the podcast, like I've met like so many new people, and the people that I usually kick it with, I don't even really talk to them much. So I didn't never really understand that coming in. I thought that, I had like 3,500 Facebook followers or Facebook friends, and I could post a picture of me and my wife on the anniversary and get like 1,000 likes and hundreds of comments, but I can't get 1,000 subscribers on YouTube channel talking about trying to improve the nuclear family. Like it's just weird. Like
that's the thing, though, bro. When you start up your own path, man, and you start up your own journey, and you start trying to really make a business or do something or be a visionary and start something, for some reason, man, and I don't know if it's our community, I don't know what it is, but for some reason, people just don't want to support. It's really crazy, man, because like when I see somebody doing something and I really, really am an advocate for it, I'll support it, I'll share it. You know what I mean? I'll do whatever it takes. You know what I mean, to make sure I show my love for it. But it's for some odd reason, people just don't do that back. It's so weird, and it don't even take much work. How long it take for you to hit a like button? It don't take nothing. How long it take for you to subscribe? It don't take nothing. How long it take for you to hit that all notification? It don't take nothing. It's so simple. You know what I mean? When people make it seem like it's like the hardest shit in the world, it's amazing to me, bro. But I feel you on that one for real.
So let me tell you this though, and I feel you on that one because, like, I have like, family members, I have Facebook friends, people who follow me on IG, and you will think that, okay, you could get like maybe 1,000 subscribers just like that because you have so many people that will comment, that will like and share like your personal family stuff. But when it comes to starting up like a social media channel or any type of business, no one wants to contribute help. I even have like, a aunt who maybe once in a while watches my channel, but she doesn't subscribe to it because she don't want to create a YouTube account. And I'm like, it's not that hard. Like nobody's gonna follow you, nobody's gonna track you down. It just use a simple email address, create an account, and hit subscribe. And then I have other friends who's like, well, I'm ready for you to post it on Facebook and I'll watch it, but I don't want to watch it on YouTube. So I'm like, okay, so basically you just don't want to support me, but that's all right. It always be like the ones that is outside that will support you the most. Now here, I will say this though, just like me, Mr. Intellectual SoapBox, and a few other people, we met each other in person. So at least I could at least say that, okay, at least my friends, right, my actual friends that I know before this YouTube space is actually a part of the network and is contributing. And we're just slowly just trying to grow and expand with people outside of our family circle, But yeah, man, it could be a little bit rough. And I don't think it's just like our culture, our community, because there's other communities too, other cultures that they have something going on. They have way more family than us, but however, you probably have like maybe up to like 80 subscribers, and 70% of it is just like your friends, and the other third is just your family because you begged them so much to even subscribe to your stuff.
Yeah, so I thought about just sitting up here one day and just said, let me just look into this to see if there's something going on in the world that's just causing people to not support, family members, specifically. Like, what is going on here? I even thought about just making a post like, hey, look, y'all ask me for money a lot. I'm gonna just start saying, hey, look, if you want some money from me, you gotta subscribe.
Oh, damn! If it's that easy, shit, I'm gonna start subscribing to everything you got. I'm gonna create another account. Goddamn.
So I get hit up a lot. Family always hit you up for bread, but like, damn,
man,
I might be able to give you a little bit more bread, or I may be able to give you bread, period, if you just support what I'm trying to do. And it'll make it work out for the both of us. But like, yeah, that's neither here nor there, though. But yeah, I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. I understand there's nothing really you can do about it, but just keep trying to make really good content, and somebody will see it.
Yeah. You just gotta do what you do and just keep pushing and just keep networking. Because I mean, especially in this YouTube space, I think like people who go viral, like part of it is somewhat kind of luck, but then the other part is that like you're forced to kind of get out of your comfort zone, and you have to try to make those connections. You gotta have some type of humility. You know what I mean? When making an approach and when talking to people in a certain type of way. Everybody has a different dialect. Right. Somebody got to mute their mic so I hear an echo. Okay, thanks. So like there's a certain dialect that you have to try to articulate when it comes to certain people. Some people will hear you like based off of your language of streets, or some people will hear you based off your language of knowledge and wisdom. But it just depends on who's listening and who's willing to listen. You can reach out to as many people as you can, but basically it's all about your delivery, your message, and the content that you provide. Sorry, hold on.
So if you don't mind me asking, what's your mission here?
Our mission. Oh, go ahead.
I would say our mission here is just like to create content that's thought provoking, content that definitely pushes the narrative, that changes the narrative, and have conversations that are detailed, that are solution oriented and entertaining. You know what I mean? So I think overall, that's just kind of what we aim to do.
Mm-hmm.
We're not with people dissing each other or super trolling or any of the peanut gallery bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So we understand that there's a crowd for that, and it is what it is. And salute to anybody who wants to do that. But we're not really with that. So at the end of the day, that's what we always strive to do. And we have tons of content, tons of things that we haven't even completely even put together. We even have content from last year. We have a list of a whole bunch of topics and subjects and subject matters that we would love to cover. So that's just been our mission. Also to help build our team and to make sure our team is all functioning on a boss level, because everybody's a boss on our team. There's nobody who is under anybody or has to answer anybody. Everybody moves their own way, but we move as a collective. So, and I think that's the best way to do it. So yeah, you know what I mean, and also building great, social media relationships. So that's another thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Pretty much everything that Mr. Intellectual SoapBox said is pretty much what I was going to pretty much say. It's just all about bridging the gaps in between the communities, producing more content, and let the content speak for ourselves. So go ahead to okay, Bruce, let me get to the next question. Now, I know you mentioned okay, your interest for basketball. But do you have any other interests and hobbies?
Yeah. I mean, my first hobby was art. Just to draw comic book figures, action figures, X-Men, all that stuff. That's when I got into movies and stuff. And when I got into movies, I said, well, I like movies. Maybe I want to be like a film producer or a director one day. So I started getting into cinematography and videography and photography. So I got a pair of pretty decent cameras, some equipment on here. So I've shot music videos, small documentaries, weddings, stuff like that. So I do that, for a little money to throw on top of being out of the military. But that's pretty much it, man. Not much, just simple stuff, man. But I'm still open to other things, I'm just waiting on that one thing that me and my wife can do together until my son get a little older and pretty much take over everything. So right now we got about maybe 2-3 years, maybe. Because once he get up there, I'm gonna be like, we're gonna be dead focused, trying to get him right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, well shoot, that's what's up. Yeah, art was kind of my thing. Like years ago, like as a hobby. I did claymation films. Unfortunately, I don't have nothing else to show. Well, maybe except for one. And I didn't really go after into that type of industry, because then by then, I start kind of being more heavily focused into this brand for knowledge and relationships. But I was definitely thinking about taking it into a whole different direction,
Yeah.
And but I still get to use some of my artistic skills when creating thumbnails and other graphics for the stream and for other people as well too. But yeah, what you did, as far as charging a commission, I mean, yeah, that's definitely great. Definitely do something that you love to do, but also make money off it if you can.
Yeah, now that's just a passion that I have, and that's why I haven't even mentioned this. I do have another channel. It's called the Trailer Taylor Reviews. I review movie trailers and stuff like that sometimes.
Okay.
Also review movies right after walking out of the theater. I was gonna review Till, this movie called Till. It's about Emmett Till. but it just didn't really. The direction of the movie wasn't really what I expected, and I really didn't enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
I felt the pain of the mother, but it just wasn't what I really thought it was going to be. Because I did read not too many years ago that the woman who actually accused the kid for whistling at her actually came out and stated that she was wrong or something like that on that line.
That she made a guilt.
Yeah, she felt like they say she was on her deathbed, and I guess she was trying to come to terms with everything she'd been through in life, and know that she was gonna breathe her last breath. Maybe possibly wanted to get some type of redemption with God or whatever, and that's probably what made her come to terms with the situation with that little boy that was murdered. And I kind of wanted to really see that part instead of reading, how they have the movie ending and they tell you the results of the movie at the end. Like years later, such and such he actually got out of jail and became a director. Come on, just show us that, because that part was pivotal, So, but yeah, so I review movie trailers and stuff like that. I'm a big Marvel, DC comic fan, so you better know it. I'm going to be in the movie theaters to watch Wakanda Forever on November 11th. So I already got tickets.
Yes, sir.
For sure, man. Yeah. Okay.
So family, do me a favor. Do me a favor, BRUIZZR. Put the movie trailer channel in the private chat. Yeah, put the link for that. Yeah. And then what I'll do, I'm gonna share that, and I'm also share Concur too as well. I'm gonna share both.
Okay, appreciate it. I'll put that in there now.
Yeah. Yeah. And coming from where you come from too, bro. Like coming from the VA area, North Carolina, South Carolina, area. I know sports is everything. You know what I mean? Because that's where my grandparents are from. My mom and dad, both sides are from that area. So I know sports is everything. My grandfather, which is my mom's father, used to sit up all day watching sports. You know what I'm saying? That's all he did was just sports. So I know that's like a huge, huge thing. So growing up, like what sports figures inspires you? Who do you like to watch now? And, what I mean? Because I know basketball is your thing. Basketball is my thing too. Basketball is my favorite sport, period, to watch. In fact, I got a game on right now. The Nets and the Bucks, they playing right now. I got actually on my big screen, but yeah, man. So who do you like to watch? Who are your biggest sports figures, and also who do you think is like the best out right now?
Talking about in basketball, I think the best out right now is me personally. I love LeBron James. I could just say LeBron, but I don't think I think he's a shell of who he was before. So I have to give. I'm just amazed every time I watch people like Steph Curry. So I like Steph Curry. I think he's the best player in the game right now. A lot of people gonna say it's Giannis, but it's just something about Steph Curry. It's just his game is completely transformed. Who you can have on the floor. You got to be able to shoot. You know what I'm saying? You can be big and strong, center, slow, and dunk the ball off. You're not going to win against this era that he transformed it. Now you got to be a stretch big. You get what I'm saying? Now you got people like Dwight Howard and all those guys like that, and DeMarcus Cousins. They got to be able to shoot the ball, or they're going to be dinosaurs.
Yeah, I think it's the. Yeah, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Anybody who can make a change like that on a game like that, just based off of their abilities, I don't know what to say about it, man. It's just ridiculous.
I think to me, it's the Golden State system, and I think that systems make sports, right? When the Bulls was out, they had a triangle. Nobody could figure it out. Nobody could really do nothing with it. Nobody could, touch it. You know what I mean? There was guys who were just as talented as Jordan, or maybe on par with him. If you take a guy like Hakeem, or you could take other guys in that era as well who had that amount of talent, or who could probably be more talented than him at certain aspects. But I think basketball is not an individual game; it's a system game. It's your coaching, it's your system. So I think the brilliance of Steve Kerr along with the other two superstars on the team, which is Clay and Draymond, allows Curry to be, awesome. I think still he would average a lot of points, but I think him winning a lot of titles wouldn't be a big thing. You know what I mean? If he was on a different team or he was a part of a different system. You know what I mean?
I think everybody else is playing in the system of 3-and-D now.
Yeah.
But if you took Curry from the Warriors, I don't think that system would still be the system that supposedly, I think, in your case, you're saying transform the era.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Yeah.
I might be a little bit disingenuous to him, but I'm really giving him probably a lot by saying Steph Curry's shooting ability had maybe more than 50% to do with the change of the era, as far as being able to spread the floor and shoot from deep.
Yeah, because I mean, we never had two guys on the floor that can shoot at that high of a level. You may have had one. You may have had back in the days you had Reggie Miller, right? And that was probably the only guy you had to worry about. He had other parts with him, or had guys who can play defense, or guys who can pass like a Mark Jackson, or guys who were kind of versatile like a Jalen Rose. But you never had it where you had two elite superstar shooters on the same team. We've never seen that before. That's never been done.
Clay was a superstar, though.
You don't think so?
No.
What?
He didn't even make top 70.
Which I felt he was snubbed. I felt him and Draymond were both snubbed. I mean,
he's never an MVP. He was. I mean, I like Clay, but I don't think he was a superstar. I think he's. I mean, I get what your point is, having two prolific shooters, and you don't need to be a superstar to be a damn good shooter. I just think that. Okay, so if you take the who was that? Was it the Mavericks? Did they have Nash and Stojakovic? No, I don't think that.
No. Nash played. He was playing with Nowitzki, but then he left and he started playing with the Suns. And they had that whole.
So Peyton Stojakovic never played with Nash.
No, he never played with Nash. Never. No. That would have been a duo, man. That'd have been a duo. Yeah, they never played together. Which would have been dope. They never played together. But yeah, I think I'm not taking anything away from Curry. I think he's an amazing athlete. You know what I mean? But I tell you, but I still think I think yes, he's great in his own sense. I'm not taking anything away from Steph's greatness, not at all. But I also think as well. All right, shout out to I Love Shaq XOXO. That's the better half from
my wife
from what we know. Yeah, man. So I think, and also like I said, I think it's really threefold. I think it's Curry, and I think it's Draymond and Clay. You know what I mean? I think without all three of those components, you don't have a dynasty. You need all three of those things to be a dynasty. Like they all need each other, and we can also tell because when one of them was out for a long duration of time, they wasn't making the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look who showed up. She stole my thunder. What?
Well, let me see. Hold on for just one quick second. Do I have my sound bits ready? When there's thunder and lightning, you always have to be turned of. She stole my thunder. Salute to you, sis. Thank you for tuning in. Canadian's finest. Just here relaxing in the background. Hey. Appreciate you for being here.
Yeah. Don't know who that is, but it must be somebody important.
Yeah, she's an avid supporter, man. So we definitely appreciate her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most of our people in the chat are definitely important to us because each person definitely had, their contribution of helping us to get to our first major milestone of 1K. So without some of these people sharing our videos, constantly supporting and helping draw attention to the algorithm, I don't know where we probably would have been. And she says, LOL, always make me laugh with the sound effects. Hey, as always, gotta do what I do. But thank you though. Yeah. I mean, definitely, I will say. Here's the thing. I would say Curry, right? He's definitely good as far as, as a player that switches up on the court. It's okay, if I put in gaming terms, like he kind of boosts the team a little bit. But then compared to LeBron, and I'm not saying I'm a huge like LeBron fan or whatever, but I like his character. But I feel like any team that LeBron joins in, he just makes the team better himself. You know, maybe it's a certain type of advice that he's given to the team, or he just knows how to create a certain type of synergy. But definitely with the Warriors, like I can't say that Curry could go to another team and enhance that. You know, I can't say that he could just do it by himself and make it better. Like the Warriors are the Warriors for a reason. It's like the strength in numbers. You got to have your core players in order for you to be great as a team. So I kind of like that type of aspect as well too. I like both sides, but it just depends.
I used to think that about LeBron, but I come to terms with the way I think about LeBron. He's one of my favorite players, him next to Kobe. But I used to say that every team that LeBron joins, he's gonna make him better. But I kind of refrain from saying it because I'm starting to look at how other players perform around him versus not being around him. And I start to change the way I make the statement. I would rather say any team that LeBron joins, he demands you to be at your best and play at a high level, a great level. And if you don't, then the team won't be as good. And that's what tends to happen. It's either you're going to play at your best or we're not going to win. And it's not like, oh, because I'm here, we automatically going to be great. No, you still got to play at your best. And if you play at your best, you're going to win.
Okay.
Because there's teams that can have good players and they can play at their best and they're still going to lose no matter what. But it's just something about LeBron. When you play at your best, you don't even got to be at your best. Just execute what you're supposed to do and you're going to win championships. And that's saying a lot about a person. Because there's teams out there that have great players and they play at their best, but that's not enough. Mm-hmm. And LeBron is just that guy to where all you got to do is just do what you're supposed to do. I'm going to take everybody to the championship and we're going to win it. But as far as saying that every team he joins, they're just going to be better, they still have to contribute. You know what I'm saying? Because LeBron is not the player to where he's just dominant. He's dominant, but he's not going to just take over and just be like Kobe or MJ and just drop 60, 40 a game every game or whatever, something like that. You know, he's going to demand you to play your part. You're going to have to earn your paycheck whenever you play on the floor with him. Versus Michael Jordan, he don't give a damn if you earn your paycheck. He's going to go and get 40. He's going to try to win the game without you.
Yeah.
Ron is not that type of person. He can carry a team, don't get me wrong, but that's his mentality is, I'm not going to make it easy for you. You're going to have to come to work.
Mm-hmm. I think Braun, now, of course, you know, he's no longer, he won't say it, but he's not what he used to be as far as, you know, a basketball player. Not because I don't think he's athletically lost anything. I just think that, you know, I think he paces himself more. And I think, you know, and it's just, you know, it's just also based on the nature of the team. You know, this ain't 2013 LeBron, or I would even say 2016 LeBron. You know what I mean? Where I felt like that's where he played at his maximum. But, you know, he did average 30, but, you know, when you have injuries and you have setbacks and you are 38 years old, you're almost 40, you know, that does take a weigh in on certain things. And also, I think it's also the nature of the team, because I think every player that he's ever played with, they've all said, like, he made us better. Like, they always say that. So at the end of the day, I think he does make them better, but I think he also demands excellence as well. I think on this team, you know, I think it's hard for him to do that because you have a superstar on the team in Russell Westbrook, or a past superstar like Russell Westbrook, who doesn't want to recognize that he's not that guy anymore. You know what I mean? And I know it took Melo some time to realize that, and he had to actually leave the league and come back and realize it. But I think once Westbrook kind of realizes that he's not that same guy, I think the team can go in a different direction, and hopefully he can come off the bench. You know what I mean? Hopefully he kind of, you know, goes in that direction, because if not, then they're not going nowhere. So.
Right. I look at it like this. It's like pressure from expectation in hopes to lead to execution, you know, on the team. And I feel like that's like the type of mindset that not just because like you're with LeBron, but I feel like any team should have that type of mindset. You know, like because you're playing like in a serious league, and you know it may be all fun and games to the viewers, but to you guys, you know, it's a competition, a serious competition, and if you want to be the best, you definitely have to, you know, play like you're the best. So here's the thing, like from how I look at it, right? From Jordan to Kobe to LeBron, who do you think would be like the next? I can't say the next LeBron and Jordan, all them, but who do you think would be the next on the lineup that will exude some type of dominance on the court?
Luka Doncic.
Okay.
Young Larry. Good BRUIZZR.
Salute John Sinatra.
Good Johnson.
Talking about that's currently in the league that be on the same level as Michael Jordan and Kobe.
Yeah, and LeBron, because you know you got Jordan, you got, you know, we had Kobe, like, you know, rest in peace to him, and LeBron is like,
I would say Kevin Durant and Steph Curry for sure.
Okay.
What about like a younger guy, like a younger cat?
Younger cat?
Yeah, I pick Luka. That's my guy. Luka's my guy, man. Love that guy.
If this guy can stay healthy, I think he's going to do a lot of damage, and that's John Morant. Guys like John Morant. I'm not gonna say he's young. He's getting. I think he's not young, but he's a vet. I like Devin Booker. He's just relentless, and a lot of people sleep on his game. He's just ridiculous. He's just a prolific scorer himself. He's not maybe the best 3-point shooter. He's not like a lights out 3-point shooter, but that guy can get a bucket whenever he wants to. Guys like that, John Morant, man, it's just ridiculous watching him. Like, I'm just amazed at how anybody can go dunk the ball and lay it up or shoot the ball, or it's just how he does it. It's just like watching. It's just like
it's like watching a video game or watching like Michael Vick play like football. Like, he's different, bro.
Yeah. So it's like Derek. Whenever you miss Derek, you miss the things Derrick Rose used to do.
Yeah.
Now you kind of have that in John Morant.
Salute to John Sinatra. We see you in the building, bro. What's going on? Also, salute to our sister, Miss Polly Wright. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody up in here. You know, and we got some big things coming with Miss Polly Wright. Please stay tuned. We ain't gonna tell you, but we got something big coming up.
Major on Monday. You know, Halloween night too. Yeah, but definitely stay tuned to that. Okay. BRUIZZR, I want to rewind almost to the beginning, right, of our conversation. You mentioned that you was a gamer. I know you mentioned movies, the military, and you know, basketball. But what games have you played?
I mean, I'm a big is it second person or third person shooter?
Okay,
like Call of Duty.
No, that's first person shooter, right?
Yeah, no, Call of Duty was a first person shooter. What about Overwatch? I think that's a second.
I really started out with, man, I've been playing games since I was a kid, so I can't even tell. Man, I really started off with Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario Brothers, stuff
that's
like
my
that.
favorite video game, Sonic, man.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about, you know?
Yeah, I even played the first RoboCop when it was out on, I think it was out on Sega. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I had the RoboCop arcade machine too.
Mortal Kombat, all that, man. It was tough, man. Street Fighter, Killer Instinct. Oh, man.
Yeah.
It was just. Then you get into Sega Saturn, and you got Tekken and all this other stuff.
And they about to drop a new Tekken 2 next year, which I'm
Tekken 8 too. Yeah, it looked clean.
Yeah, Tekken 8.
I mean, he's just a big gamer, bro. He's always been on video games and stuff, but I really fell in love. I played Madden. I went through Madden like from 2000 all the way to 2009, and then was it 2008? And once I got in the military, I kind of went into like war games. When I got in the military, I started messing around with Call of Duty. I played Call of Duty. I think the first Call of Duty I played was when it was a scene where he was in a ghillie suit and he was crawling through the grass and people was walking over him. You had to like be quiet. And there was a dog. There was dogs out there. And you know what I'm saying? You had to get into the sniper tower to snipe this bad guy. You couldn't get, caught up by the dogs and stuff. But also once I got out of once I found out how to play Rainbow Six Vegas, like Rainbow Six Vegas and Vegas 2, where you could actually lean on the wall and slide up the wall and peep around the corner and come back like that. That I like those mechanics. So it kind of pushed me into like games like The Division. So all the time, The Division was like my favorite game ever. Like, and this was before they start patching. I think at the patch 3, it kind of went downhill. But I could deal with it. But when they came out with The Division 2 and then they start patching again, it just, when the community gets involved and start making the game completely change into a whole different game, that's when it kind of just messed me up. So I was like, you know what? This online multiplayer thing is kind of getting out of hand. I'm just going to focus on other things. So Division was like my favorite because I didn't care how many times I died. I just wanted to see how many people I can kill at one time. So I don't know if y'all played The Division, but basically it's a third-person shooter. The New York is hit by a green poison pandemic, and it's this thing called the Dark Zone. It's the area that's quarantined, and you go inside of the Dark Zone. And you have to. There's other multiplayers that go in there, and you have NPCs, which are enemies that roam around the Dark Zone that protect like loot box. And in order to give like the best gear to protect yourself, to make yourself powerful, to make your gear score go up and your weapon score go up, you have to go into the Dark Zone and get that kind of gear. And you can't just put that shit on. You have to go to an extraction zone in the middle of the freaking Dark Zone where everybody can see when you take that flare gun up and you shoot it, everybody is getting signaled that a helicopter is inbound in 1 minute. So everybody's running over there to steal your loot and fight you for it because they know you got something good. You got to put it on the rope and extract it before anybody get there. So you have a team of 4 guys just protecting it. And you have these squads, they squad up and they take your shit and they cut the rope and they automatically go rogue. And if you kill somebody who go rogue, your XP goes up and you just increase your score. It's just so fun, man. Like, but they just start changing stuff and made it harder to kill people. People became bullet sponges. Like you shoot them with like 4 clips, they still got like half their health. Like I was like, man, I can't do this.
Hey, man, Miss Polly right in the chat. She trolling right now. Talking about some 007 and 64. Miss Polly right.
Who have not played that?
It came out like what, in 98? Like, yo, you going way?
No, I played that. I played all of them, the 007s. When you go up into the vents and stuff in the bathroom.
She going way back, man.
Yeah, she's testing your knowledge right there. She's like, hold on, have you played it? Look, if you have not played it, we can't have this discussion. I'm sorry.
That was the first game I ever played with a melee. When you melee people and kill them.
Yeah.
And then we went to Halo, bro. I didn't even have a gun. I just used to get to do with the sword to turn invisible.
Oh man, it's just slashing.
Yeah, Halo, like I think Halo is the one who brought multiplayer out.
Yeah.
Like if it wasn't for Halo on Xbox, we wouldn't have a multiplayer, bro.
Hey, you know what? That's true, because that was like the first game that I played, but so it was on LAN mode, but it was like, you know, where you kind of plug in your cable cord into like another Xbox.
Yeah, you linked it.
Yeah, the link share, I guess. And that was my first time battling, you know, against like, you know, 7 other players, 4 in the living room, the other one in someone else's bedroom. And we were just duke it out. You know, one person was good at sniping. You know, I was good at just running around shooting and getting, you know, nuked up. And other people were just jumping around using their boots and just slashing people. And so that was definitely like fun and legit. But definitely like GoldenEye, was like the first well, I guess it's a person shooter, I think. That was the
Yeah, it
first
is.
game
First
that I
person shooter.
learned how to like pretty much shoot any target. So if it wasn't for GoldenEye, I wouldn't even learn how to play like Halo, Call of Duty, Siphon
Yeah.
Filter,
Ooh,
and Overwatch.
Siphon Filter.
Yeah, they actually had an online mode, but I
Hey,
didn't
you bringing
know
it back
nothing
now,
about
bro. Siphon Filter. And we got to give a shout out real quick to Lola,
Yep.
aka the real serious B, Lola the machine. Scully, what up, girl?
Hey.
You know what I mean? Shout out to her. Also, man, another game of mine too. If you're talking about third person, man, Uncharted. I don't know if you ever played Uncharted, BRUIZZR. Uncharted is that game, bro.
I haven't played it, man. But I think my favorite third person shooter of all time, besides The Division, is any Splinter Cell game. Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, bro. Like, I can sit up there and beat that game over and over, man. Just something about being in the dark and just picking on NPCs and hearing them cuss at you, but just turning the damn light off, and they had to keep going back in there and turn the light back on. That shit just had me rolling, bro. Like, man. I'll be in the dark and I'll go in the room and I'll just flick the light, and somebody's like, "What the fuck? What's that?" Oh, sorry about cussing on your podcast.
No, you good, bro. You good.
But then they'll run in a lot. They'll just keep running back, and I'm like, these people, these developers who create these NPCs, are stupid. Like, you got to know somebody's picking with you.
Right.
So, Splinter Cell, man, I don't think they even never made it to next gen. Splinter Cell
they never did. You ever played? Were you into Metal Gear?
I played it once on Xbox 360. Metal Gear Solid. Yeah.
Xbox 360. Okay.
I see you put Mario Party in the chat, M3. Hey, you got to put Mario Kart 2, bro.
No, she already did.
I played Mario Kart, but actually I fell in love with Diddy Kong Racing.
Right? Yes. Yes. Hold on, let me break it down with Diddy Kong Racing though. Not only that was like one of like the best racing car games though, but they added a little bit
Cruising USA, man. Y'all didn't play Cruising USA?
Nah, I did.
Which one?
He said
Cruising USA.
No, I never played that one. I used to be a big what's that racing game that was
Need
big?
for Speed, man.
Need for Speed, Underground 2. Underground 2 was my shit though. I used to play that a lot on the PSP. Need for Speed. And also the one that's really the one that's really detailed that everybody like, not Forenza. The one that was on Sony. Yeah, Gran Turismo. Yeah, the first
I'm gonna tell you was the best racing game. No, this wasn't even a racing game. This was like a car fight game. Twisted Metal. Oh my God! With Sweet Tooth, with the ice cream truck. And you know what? That game was
what about Burnout, y'all? What about Burnout? Y'all play Burnout?
That was kind of a newer game that came out. I mean, it came out after all this stuff. Burnout, but I heard about that. Yeah. Now you really go fast, like crazy fast, man.
Yeah, you go crazy fast than that.
But
now, Bruce, you play sports games too? Do you play you ever play like NBA Street, NFL Blitz?
Yeah,
you know
NBA Street.
Yeah.
NBA Streets is the one that.
Oh yeah.
NBA Streets Volume 2 specifically is the game that introduced me to urban hip hop, made me fall in love with people like Pete Rock, Just Blaze, all these guys, man. Those guys, that music, man, this made me feel like that's the only music you can listen to that relates to basketball.
Yeah. Old school Pete Rock, B. Rakim. You know what I mean? Just that, that hip hop, man. That real. They call it boom bap hip hop.
Tribe Called
Quest. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff really is, and it's great to play. We used to go all out on Madden and on NBA Live and all that, just blasting hip hop through the house. Like that's what we play. Hip hop. We playing video game, and it just creates this energy. I don't know what it is, but when hip hop is playing and you playing a sports game, it's just an energy, man. It's just I don't know what it is. Man. It's just crazy, man. You know what I mean? You can't play no R&B. You playing some sports game, it ain't gonna rock. But you throw some hip hop on, you playing sports, it just changes the whole fucking mood, man.
It does, man. That's why people always wonder why, like when I go and play rec or pickup, I put some headphones in my ear and I play. I have the beats that hook around your ear that don't fall out. And I just be going in, man, because I don't really care. I can play, I can see the floor, and I can play the game without hearing anything. And I'm a shooter too. I like to take over the game anyway. So a lot of times I don't pass it anyway because I'm getting buckets. But I mean, if I see you wide open, I give it to you. But for the most part, when I'm coming up the court, just create some space for me.
Now hold on. I got this joint in my house, man. It's an old school Xbox, but it's tricked out, and I got like all these old school games. So later on tonight, what I'm about to do, I'm about to plug this shit up, and I'm about to play some old school Tetris, man. Because Tetris is my game too, man. I used to love playing Tetris, man. That's like, I played Tetris.
Yeah. Oh. I think I played it on the computer though. I played that, and I played Earthworm Jim. Played Pipe Dream. That was my thing.
Oh, then you going back to like the 8-bit eras too. I was telling this party, right, the most hardest game for me was the 8-bit version of Battletoads. That fucking game used to piss me the fuck off, man. I'm sorry, but
he's still mad.
Rubbing off on me.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. But anyways, you know, K Marion says Nintendo Mario Kart. I usually finish in 7th to 12th racer rank, depending on the gamers. My nieces and nephews are far better gamers than me. They are good gamers that can challenge their uncle too.
Y'all know they got a Super Mario Bros. Coming out.
Really? Oh yeah, the movie. You know what? Let's talk about this real quick, okay? I'm for sure we probably, you know, since you know you saw like the trailer of it. What was your thoughts about it?
I think Bowser is overpowered already, and I hated that they didn't show Luigi.
They showed Luigi at the end.
Did they?
Yeah, at the end of the trailer, he was running from those skeletons.
Okay, they must have showed him. Yeah, they must have showed him. But I know Mario is like the protagonist or whatever. But yeah. I mean, I think the trailer was dope. I mean, everything was real. Like everything was from the video game. But Bowser, what do you think? Like, Bowser was just overpowered, bro. That was just funny. I think it's gonna be more of a comedy than anything. Sort of like what Sonic the Hedgehog was.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, which on the side note, I'm glad they kind of removed Ugly Sonic.
Yeah, I heard about that. I think they put Ugly Sonic in that little was it
Chip and Dale or something?
Movie?
Yeah. I'm glad that Sega could at least have like a sense of humor and acknowledge like their mistakes. That's the one time I'm actually glad that fans actually spoke up about it and then let that go on, because that would have opened a floodgate of a nasty like Sonic 2 movie. And I'm glad that they made Knuckles more mature, like at least for as long as they could until like the end of it, you know? So
do you remember this one video game, man? I always try to put my finger on it.
Contra?
No, it was another video game, but it was a black guy on the video game. And this was before I started playing like X-Men video game, but he reminded me of Cyclops. He was a black guy and he had these glasses on. He used to shoot lasers. There was also a character, he looked like the Green Reaper, and he would like take your soul during the game or whatever. I don't know if it was on Sega. It was on Sega, but I just can't remember what game it was. I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Was it like kind of like Marvel or something?
No, it wasn't Marvel or none of that, man. It was just some other game, man. It was just crazy. It was a really good game though, but I can't put the name on it. You have to be like an 80s baby to know what kind of game this was.
I never played that game. It kind of is the only games I remember back then that was kind of similar to like people having powers were like Altered Beast. That was a classic. I don't know if you ever played that. That's a super classic, Altered Beast. Also, I'm about to dig in the crates with this one, but I don't care. Old school Double Dragon. That was my game, man. Oh my gosh, Double Dragon
together,
and Contra, Contra 2. Contra 2 was my game too, man. Contra was that joint.
Dick Tracy was my joint. Definitely enjoyed it. And then X-Men too, with Wolverine. That was a hard game, but I enjoyed that. Miss Polly says like the guy that you're talking about, was he in New Orleans? Like was he from New Orleans?
He might have been. I'm just trying to figure it out now. I'm actually trying to look stuff up now.
Yeah. Cause sure, I want to put past.
I know what it was. It was Soul Calibur.
Oh, Soul Calibur. Yeah, I remember old school Soul Calibur. Yeah.
No. I'm sorry, it wasn't Soul Calibur. I see what Soul Calibur. I did play that though, but it wasn't Soul Calibur.
But it's similar to Soul Calibur, right?
Was it Virtua Fighter?
No, it wasn't Virtual Fighter either. God.
Wait, okay.
I mentioned Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct is when you turn into like beasts or something like that, right?
Yeah. Those combo breakers and all that. Okay, the game you're trying to describe, right? Is it like a 3D like a fighter game, or is it like an adventure game?
It's a 2D. It's not 3D. It's more like 2D.
It's 2D, but it's adventure, or is it fighting?
No, it's fighting. It's almost like Mortal Kombat, but not Mortal Kombat. But it's
not Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And BRUIZZR, do you mind if people from the chat come up, or you know?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
So we'll see you guys the link like in a few minutes. Man, you know it's funny like how live talks beginning. So just to kind of keep in mind to like people in the chat and for BRUIZZR as well. This is why like we kind of rebranded these live interviews to like live talks, because a lot of times conversations they just flow and you kind of forget that hey, this is like us asking a bunch of questions, but really I look at it more of like just kind of like a getting to know you vibe and just actually having like a chill type of moment. Is it Shadow Man?
Hold on, you asking me a question or somebody else?
Miss Polly, as I was talking, Miss Polly is asking you, was it Shadow Man?
Shadow Man, let me see if I can look that up. That could be, I'm not sure. She must be in the games too.
Oh, she's heavily into the games. She was talking.
Yeah, she been naming mad games since we started, man. Good grief.
No, it wasn't Shadow Man.
I didn't even know she was on games like that. Miss Polly, you tell me you play games like that, girl. I didn't even know, man.
Miss Polly, you're gonna have to come up later on tonight, all right? We're gonna have to talk about this.
Actually shot her the link, so she,
okay.
I know y'all play Shaq Fu though.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
The
first one and the new Shaq Fu, where they made it more adventure based.
Oh, they got a new one out?
Yeah, well, it came out like I want to say like 3 years ago, but
about 3 years ago.
I found it. Yeah. I found it. It was on Sega. It's Eternal Champions. Y'all ain't never played it?
Hold on. And Miss Polly, I think she'll be back, but yeah, Eternal Champ. Oh gosh, hold on.
Yeah, that's the dude with the freaking. He's got the little pole with the little shiny thing in it, and he used to freaking. Man, this game was dope. And this dude that had like a detective hat on and a jacket, he used to swing on the ropes. Bro, y'all ain't play that game? I'm gonna send you this in the text so you can try to share your screen and show it. I bet you everybody in chat gonna be like, yo, I played that.
What's your all-time favorite fighting game?
Fighting game? Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. Word?
Damn. Yes.
Woo.
Mortal Kombat, not Annihilation. I'm sorry. Mortal Kombat. I think it was Mortal Kombat. It was the one with New Cybot and Smoke in it.
Yeah. But this is the game that you're talking about. I never played it, unfortunately. Never.
Oh,
I'm
looking at it right now. I'm like, damn, I missed out on that one.
Played Eternal
I remember
Champions,
that game.
Bro?
I remember that game. Yeah. But gentlemen, let's acknowledge the lady in the room. We do have a lady in the room. Miss Polly, right? What's going on, family?
Okay. I was right. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was trying to get on there. Was it Shadow Man or no?
No, it was Eternal Champions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never played that game, so
Shadow Man scared me. It's a scary game. I was like, oh no.
So BRUIZZR, all right, look, I know you picked Mortal Kombat, all right, but for me, Marvel versus Capcom, all All right, Marvel vs. Capcom, especially Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Yo, that is the one. That is the one. Outside of that, I would say Tekken, but Mortal Kombat definitely up there. But Marvel vs. Capcom, man. Marvel vs. Capcom, man.
Man, y'all bringing back so much memories, bro. It make me feel old again, bro. Like,
oh no.
I'm about to buy me a Nintendo glove. I don't care. I still
Oh
want one.
no,
My mama never would buy me a Nintendo glove or a Game Genie. I don't know why. Mama, why would you never buy that for me? I know you be watching the show. How come you never bought me a Nintendo glove and a Game Genie? We got some beef behind that. And you never bought me my WWF wrestling ring. And you knew I wanted that. I did everything I could to get those 3 gifts, and you never bought them for me.
Oh yeah, I played. I made sure I played WWF, WCW, or whatever on Sega, and I used to get Bret Hart and just destroy everybody.
Man, Hitman.
I hated Hitman.
No, Bret the Hitman Hart. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, Bret man. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
You got offended. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget about the one on the Nintendo 64 version too, though. I think it was like WCW versus ECW, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about WCW versus NWO? That joint.
Oh, NWO. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
You could create your player. Them guys was dancing and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I did like that.
I was pop locking, punch people in pop lock, and then punch them again. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, what kind of game?
Wow. That's bad. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like it.
I know y'all remember was it what game was that? It wasn't Saints Row, it was something with Liberty City in it. And
you talking about Grand Theft Auto?
I don't know if it was Grand Theft Auto. I think it was called something else. It might have been Grand Theft Auto.
No, Liberty City is definitely Grand Theft Auto. That's Grand Theft Auto 3.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That was I know it was old. It was on PlayStation or something like that.
And then it's Liberty City Lost Stories or some shit like that came out after that, which was bomb too. I'm a huge GTA fan.
Hold on, but don't forget. Oh wait, hold on. Well, Mr. Intellectual SoapBox, let me ask you this: Which one was the best Grand Theft Auto game? I know you're gonna say this. I hope you're gonna say this. Come on now.
Damn.
Well,
because M3, I beat damn near all of them. Shit, the best one? San Andreas is the best one though.
San Andreas?
San Andreas. San Andreas is the best one.
Why are you saying that? Give us some facts. Why?
Okay.
San Andreas, it's one of the most like complex games, and it kind of introduced a lot of different things, a lot of different elements. Storyline 2 was pretty cool, and also we had a black character, so that was definitely great. And then also like it's hella hard to beat. Like difficulty on that shit is fucking.
I ain't even.
Incredible.
You know what?
It's
you know
the
what? I
hardest
ain't even
try to beat. I've beaten 3. I've beaten Vice City. I've beaten 4, 5. And I've beaten all the other ones. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that one is the hardest.
I think that's the one that was playing Vice City. I think. I'm not sure. But I wasn't even trying to beat the game.
No, San Andreas is based in all of Cali. So it's based in Northern Cali and Southern Cali. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Wait, real quick, everybody, right? I had to give a major salute, right, to our day one, Gator Girl 04.
Gator Girl, what's going on, girl?
Peace, knowledge, and relationships in the chat. Checking in. Gonna catch the replay, but had to show some love for the grind. Congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. Appreciate it, Gator Girl. Thank you so much, man. God bless you. So, let me tell you why Grand Theft Auto 3 was the best one for me. All right. I mean, yes. I mean, besides the black carrot and all that,
you mean San Andreas?
San Andreas. I mean, I still say Grand Theft Auto 3 for people. Well, it was Grand Theft Auto 3 San Andreas, but see, people right don't know. Like, I feel like they put like a lot of heart into the game when making that. I mean, yeah, and of course, like I'm from the West Coast, so whenever they having areas around like Los Angeles and San Francisco as well too, like a part of it in Las Vegas, I'm like, yo, I'm down to play like a game like that. But they introduced like the exercise system, where it's like okay, they made it more RPG based, where it's like okay, you have to like whatever you do, you have to work out. If you don't work out, like you're gonna get fat. If you don't go to the gym, you're not gonna get buff or whatever. Like I felt like at that time, that particular time, playing it on a place, I think it was PlayStation 2 at the time or PlayStation 3.
San Andreas was.
I think it was PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2, yeah, that wasn't 3.
Yeah.
That was 2.
To me, like that felt like kind of realistic. And you know how graphics was back then, Miss Polly. Oh, and got to draw. Def Jam Vendetta Fight for New York. So.
Oh yeah, you love that game.
That game was
I think what we probably in the 2000 early 2007 where I transitioned more into RPGs. I think that was kind of what I like more real life, but it just took a lot of time. I started playing something called Maganabi that was it's a Korean RPG, and you just you just build your character. You're always doing something. You can be wherever you want to be, and you kind of build on that as a career and things like that. And like you say, take care of yourself. And that's why I really think the metaverse, even though I think it's idiotic to to some extent, I know it's going to take off because there's you can see where you said where people playing World of Warcraft, losing their jobs. People were not feeding their babies and crap. You can see it consumes you being an actual virtual person. So I definitely think it's going to take off. And like you said, that's a lot of times people could, be someone else and they can do a lot more in a shorter amount of time. It just, I think it intrigues people and they want to do it. You can make all this money, get paid, a day goes by in 2 hours, so it's a lot different than real life, but it makes you feel more motivated because you can achieve goals. Unfortunately, you should try that in your own life, but hey, who am I?
Actually,
I also got to say Far Cry 2.
Mm-hmm.
Far Cry is definitely a great series of games. Very, very challenging.
I still have Prime on. I still play that over and over.
Yeah, man. Far Cry is a beastly game. And I would say, as far as GTA, I would say the best storyline for GTA, even though I think San Andreas was the best one. Best storyline is the last one, GTA 5. That storyline for that one is freaking amazing. It's amazing.
Did you ever play Crazy Taxi?
What's that, Crazy Taxi?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it once. That was a fun game.
Play what?
Crazy Taxi.
Oh no, I haven't played that.
Played that. I think it was PlayStation 1 or 2 when it came out.
That was PS2 and that was Sega Dreamcast. Which I had as well.
But I like Resident Evil. I know there's a new one coming out. If it hasn't come out already. New Resident Evil.
Didn't GameCube have any games on it? I'm trying to remember. I had a game.
Yeah, Smash Bros. Melee.
Yes.
Yeah, they had that. They had. They had a little some games, but it wasn't a lot. I would say.
No, it was not.
It wasn't around for a while. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
wait, Miss Polly, have you ever played the sequel to Manta? Zelda?
Yeah, I should play Zelda on.
Zelda. Oh yeah, that's that had to be done.
Yeah.
Zelda had to be done. It wasn't even
Crash Bandicoot.
No.
Crash Bandicoot. Woo!
Salute, Alonso Hall.
Salute, Alonso Hall. Yes, sir.
Have you ever the Zelda one that was the worst? Is Zelda the Majora's Mask? How did you? I wanted to know if anyone ever played that game and actually got all the masks without the book.
I could never be here like that.
I don't think it's possible. Okay, I just don't think it's possible. The stuff you had to do to get in some masks, it was you just had to know. Who knew you had to go there at 12 to get the milk, and then the other guy at a different day is over here. You got to do that a different day. How would you know how to do that without any information? I don't even think it's possible. But if you, I just want to know. I would pay that person. I would give you $100. You could prove that you beat that crap without a book. Oh. I would do it. I would do it because that's amazing. That means you're an amazing person. I don't know.
Man, that's one thing. I was just trying to beat that game. Man, we got lives, we got jobs. Like BRUIZZR got a kid, you know.
You can't make it. You can't do it.
Ain't nobody making with Zelda. I'm telling you.
Ocarina of Time was my game, man. Zelda Ocarina of Time. You had the
flute,
you played the little music and all that, and then you had to play. You had to play the flute in order to get the horse and all that. That was my game.
Oh yes, you got to hear the song. As soon as the song comes on, you know what it is, right? You just automatically like,
Did y'all used to? I don't know if y'all played Saints Row or anything like that, but
yeah, I did.
Did y'all used to? What I used to do is I didn't even try to beat the game. I just try to get my notoriety up, like with the gang, and try to see if I can load up as many guys in the vehicles and just get out in the wrong neighborhood and just watch everybody fight and kill each other.
Yo, Saints Row is one of I think Saints Row. So everybody used to think GTA was super violent. I was like, dude, you play Saints Row. Like, the violence in that game is like crazy.
Bro, they don't. If you got the wrong color, I don't even know if it's color or what. If they just knew you wasn't like a part of the game, they was just going. They gonna pull out. They don't even care if there's cops around.
Right, you know.
Yo, you hear them play the same song. Like they had the same tracks on in their music. When they ride past you and you just, turn around like,
like you already know what's going down.
Did y'all play like the Devil May Cry? I don't. It sounds like I know y'all play sports and stuff. I don't know how. You know, I kind of bounce all over, but
my brother
like the Devil May Cry, that was interesting.
Yeah, my brother
to play that.
I played Shinobi, which was the newest Shinobi, which was crazy, man. Oh my gosh, that game is so it's beautiful, but it's super gory too.
What new games are y'all playing? Because the last game I played was Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, that's my game, Ghost of Tsushima. Oh my gosh, that's my game. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I beat that too. That game was crazy, man. That game was crazy. I actually had to because I was trying to beat it on super hard, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go to normal. Let me just go to normal. Like let me stop playing myself. But right now because basketball season is where it's at. I'm playing 2K, and I'm also playing Far Cry. And then when Modern Warfare dropped, I'm gonna play that. And then also I'm gonna play the new Justice League game, the new Batman game. It's a new Batman game. It's oh my gosh, it just dropped like about 3 days ago.
I got a confession to make about 2K, man. I stopped playing 2K last year. The last 2K, like I didn't finish playing. I made a player, but I didn't like how they adjusted how you can make. You had to time your layups now or like dunks and shit. You can just wide open dunk and shit.
You can take that off though. You can take shot meter and all that off.
I might have to go back to that then. But I was one of the authors who created the script for the green release when we first came out with the green release in 2K15. Getting excellent releases because I was a computer science major, so we used a Cronus Max device that you can hook up to your controller, and what it'll do is just it'll press X for you and release it at the perfect time, right in the middle. So you would always, no matter what shot you shoot, it always release in the middle.
In the middle.
We just kept perfecting. We even had the Cronus Zen. We even had the Titan, and all these other devices, these dongles you can make to your controller to run these combos, and it just made it even better. Like even if you playing like Fight Night, you can do like certain combos. So like if I was playing Mortal Kombat, I could just press one button and he'll do a combo or he'll do a fatality. You know what I'm saying? So like that's where I left off in games. That's why I started just playing one player because I was to cheat people. Quick scoping on Call of Duty, just pressing one button and automatically scope in. And when you
so you had the aim bar. You one of those people.
It wasn't an aim button, but it was the closest thing to it. Because as soon as you press the left trigger to go into your ADS, that is at that point, I think you got like maybe 5 or 6 milliseconds where you just perfectly is automatically going like magnetized to the target. and then you gotta time it to press the fire button to get a headshot every time. So
yeah. And he's a computer
it's
science
called
major,
the game is called Gotham. It's called Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. Okay.
It's the Batman, right?
Yeah, and it's off of the whole Batman series that
Hold on, ain't that the one with all the other characters?
Yeah, it's with all of the characters. It's with it's with
Robin.
It's with Nightwing. It's with the other Robin. I forget his name. I forget what they call him.
Nighthawk. I think it's Nighthawk or something.
Yeah, Nighthawk, Robin, Batgirl. I think the other one.
Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn, I think, is in it too. Yeah. So it's after the death, the supposed death of Batman. So if you play the Arkham series of Batman, he actually he dies in the end allegedly. But yeah, so it's after that. So I definitely got to get that game because I play all the Arkham Batman games, which were fucking incredible.
Wait, question: have anybody ever played Kingdom Hearts?
Nah, I never could get into it.
Or Final Fantasy?
My brother,
I played Final Fantasy, bro. Yeah.
She said.
Hey,
yeah, I watched someone else play it. I watched someone else
too. Oh, what you saying, Miss Polly, right?
No, I say I just watch. I'll watch someone else play because I know myself I'll get consumed into it and I won't function properly. So I just watch everybody else play. Now I watch my boyfriend play. Like I said, he's been playing basketball, so I've been watching him. He's been part of that. What is it, like a competition or some crap that they're doing? He's been doing that. The tournament,
my team tournament, yeah.
Yeah, he was doing pretty good. I think he was in ninth last time. And he was doing okay in it. And then I think we were doing Resident Evil. I'll watch him play and I'll participate as a cheerleader a little bit. And then I've had both my partners when they're here they'll play Madden or whatever. So
y'all played any of the Spider-Man series? Because I beat the Miles Morales one.
Yeah. Well, somebody spoiled the Miles Morales one for me, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I beat the Spider-Man one. Yeah, I definitely beat that one.
I haven't played it. I mean, a little tiny bit, but I haven't played to complete it.
Yeah, I beat the game, man, and it just seems like Miles Morales is way more powerful than the regular Spider-Man. But the Spider-Man, I think I like his moves better. Okay. Because Miles Morales, I think, is based on a lot of energy build up. You know what I'm saying? Before you can do a lot of the stuff he do to cause any damage. Mm-hmm. But Spider-Man,
are you guys gonna play God of War? That's coming out.
I never got to it. My brother told me to get on that, but didn't they come out with a new one called Ragnarok or something?
It's on the 9th.
Mm-hmm. What'd you say, Miss Polly?
It's on the 9th. It ain't come out yet.
Oh, the 9th.
Oh, November 9th? Okay.
Yeah.
To be honest with you guys, I haven't really got into God of War. I heard it was an amazing game, but it's I don't know. I feel like if I get into it, I'm not going to complete it all the way through. Monster Hunter. It was a cool game, but after a while, it's work, live streams. I feel like if I'm not going to be committed to it, I'm not going to waste my time buying it.
Right.
Yeah, the only game this dude plays all the time is Smash Brothers, man. That's your thing. Smash Brothers.
Well, I used to be a Smash Bros.
You don't play Rocket League or anything like that?
Rocket League? Yeah, you
I never got into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my son plays that. Oh Lord.
Rocket League was pretty fun.
I thought the kids are playing this one game which is called Fortnite, right?
Yeah, and Rocket League both.
Man, they had changed Fortnite so drastically. And Fortnite started off just by building your fort and just shooting and destroying zombies. And then they just got competitive with it, and now it's Fortnite is not the Fortnite that you once used to see. So instead of just trying to shoot the zombies, it's they try to make it more like a first person shooter, you shooting people from folks like Call of Duty or whatever.
You know what? I got a rebuttal on one of the games I said was my favorite game of all time.
Mortal Kombat.
Favorite game of all time was Battlefield 3.
Ooh.
And
That was it.
I used to get on this UAV little device you used to scan with the sniper. I used to get that thing and stand on top of it, just put me on the top, the highest point of the map. And I used to get like 40 sniper kills. People's like, man, you cheating, man. But that game right there, I used to snipe people 300-400 meters away, man. Headshots. Pissing everybody off, yo. Yo.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. I'm like, I think right now I'm more into like a little bit of storyline that kind of ends. I've been like trying to watch other people play, like I said. So I like watch Core Kenshin and stuff like that. I like to watch horror. People play horror games a lot. I kind of like the jump scares and stuff. I like to watch, I love to play.
Somebody said Resident Evil was the scariest game, but I had to push back on that. I think Doom was scary for me when I was younger.
Yeah,
Doom.
Doom on Nintendo 64?
Yeah, Doom was crazy.
Don't forget about Duke Nukem too.
Yeah, Duke Nukem.
Hold
on. I'm about to say something crazy. But before that, gotta give a shout out to Portside Miss McKinney, the podcast. Hey, Miss McKinney, what's going on, sister? What's going on, family? Thank you for definitely checking in. You know what I'm saying? Definitely for being here. Also, I want to say get well to QueBee. You know what I mean? Shout out to QueBee. Shout out to the whole non-relationship family. You know what I mean? We all are here for you. We all here together. Dead or Alive, man. Y'all forgot about Dead or Alive?
Oh, yeah.
We haven't even got to that yet. Yeah, Dead or Alive, the first one, I enjoyed it a lot. And then the second one, they kind of like tweaked up like the counter system, which is okay. But
what came out first? Was it Resident Evil or was it Silent Hill?
I want to say Silent Hill, but I think it's
RE came out first. RE came out.
Oh, that sounds scary when you said it.
Silent Hill was tough, man. That was scary. Silent Hill was scary.
Woo! Or BioShock is scary.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think so? Oh God, I'm sorry. I was scared. I gotta be scared.
I played Silent Hill where these nurses come alive and stuff. Start trying to kill you and stuff. And it wasn't like zombies like Resident Evil. It was just like monsters. Like the whole scene would like change into a whole nother scene. Like it was ridiculous, man. Yeah. And then I was supposed to play this game called Alan Wake, but I never got into it.
I heard about that game. The thing that made Resident Evil super scary is when like the dogs would jump through the window, or when you trying to run from Nemesis, man, and he would just come out of literally nowhere, like you just chilling, you collecting your little parts and pieces and all that, you know what I mean? You putting your things together, all of a sudden, boom, Nemesis, you're like, oh shit, and you have to run and get out the room and shit like that, yo. He's like Jason on steroids for real.
Yeah, but ain't there like a game with Jason in it now? Like you gotta run.
There was about 4 years ago. There was a Jason game.
No, I thought it was a game where you had to run like.
No, I know what you're talking about. It's
I know what you're talking about too.
Friday nights or something. It's something that starts with nights. I think.
Fright Night or something like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I ain't racist.
Yeah, they had like all the old school monsters. I think they even. I don't know if they had Pennywise in it. But I think they had like all the monsters in it, and you gotta like try to escape them. That's gotta be. And the person that you're running from, it wasn't like the NPC, was actually another online player playing the monster.
Yeah.
Somebody just turned on their PS5 in the back because I heard it. Somebody just turned on their PS5. PS5
I did. I did it. I'm sorry.
I just heard it.
I was
Yeah, tell me about the struggle about the PS5. Though. Like, did y'all go through like a struggle trying to get one?
I'm still struggling. I can't.
What?
Okay, so you could go to PlayStation Direct.
I think.
Or you can go through because I went to PlayStation Direct. I just signed up and I just waited for them to drop the link. You know, because eventually they will. It may take them about a month, maybe 2 months, but eventually you'll get one. Or you can kind of go through GameStop and kind of sign up for it. Or Target. What's good, D? You know what I'm saying? Or if you just really, really want one really bad, you can drop like 800 or 900 through StockX if you really want one. Oh, hell no. Bad.
They still selling them on StockX for that much?
Yeah, they still are. So it may be like about 700 by now. but it's up there.
Oh, Days Gone. That's was the one that Days Gone is been interesting. They were playing that. I was watching them play that Days Gone, like a zombie kind of apocalypse. Kind of reminds me of I forgot the zombie show, whatever. Kind of like they're living amongst the dead, and it's kind of swarms and all that. It's pretty interesting. It gives me like
Days Gone is tough. Days Gone is tough.
Man, let me tell you one of the games that came out when these series of games came out, I didn't even play no other game. It just took me. I was like, I gotta play. It was Assassin's Creed, bro.
I heard Assassin's Creed is addictive. I could never get into it though.
What? You didn't? You play the first one where he was like back in the days in Jesus times?
Yeah, Jesus times.
I swear, bro. Like they go way back, bro. Like they go back to the Renaissance. I mean, was it the Renaissance?
No, further back.
Further back. I mean, they go back to where I mean, the last one I played was.
Isn't it like medieval times? Right?
Yeah, they went back to medieval times where the dude from Italy, I think his mother and his brother and father got hung or something. They hung him out in the open or something like that. But the last one I played was when they was in Egypt. And that looked dope. Like I think it was, I don't know if it wasn't the Sands of Time. No, it wasn't the Sands of Time.
Now, Sands of Time is that other game with that dude. I forget the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Prince of Arabia, something like that.
Yeah, Prince of
Persia.
Prince of Persia, but that game was like they underachieved on that one.
Yeah, they did.
The Last of Us.
Actually,
that was interesting.
On the movie, I think
Last of Us is my god.
Listen, I watched someone play that, and I had some tears.
Last of Us is not for the weak at heart. That's not for the weak at heart. You play Last of Us, you better have a strong stomach.
You didn't have a partner around there. I was like, oh god.
It feels real. Like it feels like, yo, this shit can really happen. Like now.
There's all these, interactions with their people, like, like, oh, he got with her, oh, he slept with her, and babies everywhere. It's fucking real on you. You don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Last of Us is crazy, man. That's a crazy fucking game. That's a crazy game, and it really messes with your emotions too, because you really get connected with the characters. Like you get super connected. M3, I think it's time, man. I think it's time we talk about these relationship things, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Here we go.
Look, we could get caught up in like talking about video games for hours though. But let's get.
We can always go back to that. Yeah.
I'm gonna get out the video. I'm gonna turn it off.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. Hey, maybe you had to update your software. I know an update just dropped not too long ago, so you know what I mean. Maybe you had to do an update. I ain't tripping.
All right, this is where we have to cue the music off real quick. Mr. Intellectual SoapBox, you mind if you kind of cue it off for me?
Oh, yeah, I got you, man. I got you.
All right, for sure. All right, it's coming.
Got you. Okay.
Right, cool. Thank you.
Oh.
All right, so here we go, right? Number 5, right? Or just, I ain't got to say no number. Should women be submissive to men?
Uh-oh.
I don't think that's worth like a dun type of question,
Should women be submissive to men?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say all men. I would say I think a man have to carry the traits and quality to be able to get submission from a woman. I don't think all men are entitled to submission because a lot of men are coming into the dating without a plan. They don't have enough going on about themselves to even warrant any submission from a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would also teach my daughters. If I got daughters going out there, you can't just submit to any dude. You got some trifling dudes out there. But if it's a guy who's got a plan, you know what I'm saying? He's well polished. You know what I'm saying? He's on his purpose. If you want to have a successful relationship, I think it's important that you allow a man to be the leader and provider and guide his family. Don't cut his balls off from him.
Word.
Yes, you should allow your man you should submit to your man, because the thing about it is no matter what happens, if any danger come about, he's gonna be the one that lay down his life. So the least you could do is allow him to be the guider, you know what I'm saying, to define the direction of the relationship. And that's gonna take a little bit of you pushing your ego to the side and and allowing him to create that path for you.
Okay. Let me ask you guys this. Because whenever we use the word submissive, even when we explain to women, they seem to be over defensive about it. What is your definition of submissive? Of submission?
So my definition of submission is willingly, you know what I'm saying, relinquishing any masculine energy that could oppose the trajectory of what the man in your life is trying to push you towards. Allowing him to make the critical decisions in the relationship and in the best interest of you and the family. Just playing your role, you know what I'm saying, identifying who you are in the relationship and living up to that expectations. And before you make any crazy decisions or anything, just make sure you seek approval from your husband, from the man that's running the relationship. So I mean, the thing about submitting, like, just to go back on what I previously said, I mean, like, you got this modern women, so it's kind of really hard to. That's really I kind of understand why throwing that into today's dating, using that in the vocabulary could be like pushing women off, because in today's society, women will only fully submit to high earning men, especially while they're at their peak, sexual market value. If women fail to secure high earning men, they'll settle for average earning men. They'll burn them out and demand to share control and authority in the relationships. If the average earning man refuses these demands, she will consume his assets up until she attracts another man more valuable to replace. So if she fails to replace you because her sexual market value began to descend from its peak, she'll demand babies, divorce you, attempt to secure a part of your resources, and take her chances with a minimum sufficient supply of government assistance. So you have to be careful with the modern women today when you talk about submission. And that doesn't mean, and by me saying it, not all women are modern women. There's some traditional thinking women out there, but you got a lot of guys that's trying to go for these modern women because of recession, and they need another person that can help, with bringing in money into the house. So a lot of the times, those women are modern women.
Right. Okay. I definitely like the breakdown. Now, because we do have a woman in this panel, Miss Polly, I want to ask you, okay, what are your thoughts about how BRUIZZR broke it down? Or what are your thoughts about the whole word submission?
Okay. I think there's two kinds of submission.
Okay.
And I'll say one is a unwillful submission, and that's the one where it's based off a survival reaction. And I think a lot of women don't realize they're in that situation, and they may want to be, and that's fine. And that is where you're submitting because if you don't submit, there will be certain consequences that happen. And so if you don't want those consequences to happen, then you think about it and say, okay, well, I'll submit because I have to do that, or this will happen. And then there's a willful submission, which I think is far more powerful. And that one is where you're submitting because you're giving someone the power to guide you because you know that they have the best intentions for you. And that was more powerful because that is you putting aside what you feel and want and realizing that that person is doing this for a greater cause or for your well-being, and that you can put your life in someone else's hand, and to submit to that willfully is something that is way more powerful than you're submitting because you have to or you're going to be punished.
What do you consider being punished and the consequences?
Well, I should, that's a harsh word, but it's more like, okay, if you're not going to do what this gentleman says, if you don't come in at a certain time or you don't dress a certain way, you won't have that man. He won't do what he says he's going to do for you. You won't be able to keep his attention because you don't do certain things. And that's a conditional relationship, which is fine if you want that. And that's more of a traditional relationship. And there, like I said, there's women out there who will do that. So I don't find anything wrong with submission. I think it's a good thing to have in a relationship. It's just kind of what kind of submission do you want to be in, I guess. Yeah, the modern women out here, they definitely are submitting to money because that's where everybody is right now in the mind frame socially, that you have to be able to take care of yourself.
You said she paused?
Her internet went out, or it was my internet, maybe.
Did I? It is okay? Okay, I'm sorry.
You good.
Yeah, I just think, I do think if you want to be with a modern woman, yeah, they're going to ask for money. Unfortunately, they're going to really base it off of that, and it's short term. So I predict that probably going to be a lot of failed relationships because it's only money, and then women are going to run around anyway behind their backs because it only keeps you so long. But that's why I say you should really try to think about if that's something you want to be in, a conditional relationship where it's based on that. So yeah, that's kind of where I feel about it. I don't feel any bad or good towards it. In general, but I do think it is something that's needed to some degree.
That's very telling. I never really heard it. It was two different types. I do know what you mean by when women are submitting to money. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, what I was speaking on is not submitting to the person itself, like, oh, I'm submitting to this person. It's more like I'm submitting to what he has to offer, you know what I'm saying, from me, the family and our future. You're submitting into the idea, of having a family, you know what I'm saying, having a future, having a legacy, an inheritance to give down to your children. You're submitting to the idea. And in order to submit to it, you have to understand it. And if you understand it, then you get married. You get what I'm saying? So I just think that it's got a lot to do with loyalty. You're loyal. A lot of women are more loyal to today. A lot of women are more loyal to their employers than their husbands. They can hate the job, they can hate being there, they can hate the work they have to do. They'll still show up and do and execute because they're getting paid, right? But a man is paying you too. He's giving you a salary, he's giving you a lot more than that, but they will negotiate with this guy. You get what I'm saying? And he's giving you everything. He's giving you kids. You know what I'm saying? He's giving you a running bloodline, but you still have to negotiate with this woman, and she won't negotiate with her boss. You know what I'm saying? It seems like the boss has more loyalty than the husband in these days. I don't know if I'm confusing anybody.
No. That's a good analogy.
Can I ask a question to that? Because I do agree that they do. Women are very loyal to this money concept now. Things have kind of changed a little bit to that. Do you think that if you were to get with a partner, that you should really focus on what the whole full goal is, and then that you're submitting to that idea, especially if you want a traditional husband, that he is the person you pick to lead you into this greatness? So then, yes, in your place, you should submit to what he is saying or doing or asking of you because he has the bigger plan. And
it's not about who has the bigger plan. It's about, this is a man. He's his what do you value him for?
Right.
So like if I was to ask you, like, what do you value a man for? Like if you join with a man, what is it of a man that you value?
Are you asking me right now?
Yeah. So like, I mean, usually, commonly a woman would say his ability to provide and protect.
Oh, I see. Mine is not. What I value in a man is, I will say his loyalty to stay with what he committed to, his commitment to continuing our relationship. That's what I really value, which I know a lot of people don't value that.
What if his commitment is to produce anything tangible or anything intangible that could improve the nuclear family between you two and children, and to create a legacy to pass down? What if his commitment is that? So
Yeah.
that means he would have to have some type of ability to provide and protect.
Correct.
So you in turn you would value that, right?
Yep,
So
I will value
you
that.
would be submitting to submit to
Absolutely.
his plan. Like how's this plan? And a lot of these guys are going into a relationship and they're not really drawing out a plan. A lot of these guys are getting young, don't even have a plan. They just I would advocate that a lot of these men are marrying for love instead of more like a business type, perspective. So you got to expect mediocre standards. Women have adopted mediocre standards because accountability has been suppressed by technology and like the city girl ideology. Men who aren't at their best tend to date them, while simultaneously trying to accomplish goals and fail to do so because the relationship has deemed your time and energy insufficient. So instead of men, men need to avoid concerning themselves with dating and focus on being the best version of themselves. Grow, achieve, and accomplish your dreams. And women will recognize your body of work and always be available for your picking. But you got a lot of these guys that just try to jump into relationships and they want these women to submit to them and they don't even got their shit together. So now you create this thing against the manosphere. I think the manosphere is good. I think sometimes it can be toxic, but it's a lot of manospheres that's not really, they're really focusing on, okay, let's pinpoint all the problems that the women have. But then you got to also pinpoint the problems the men have. We got to protect ourselves. Women have a mindset, and I'm not trying to shoot down at women, but women have this childlike mindset that where they have to have some type of guidance from a man. And I think that's why we're here. Women can't just go on through the world and be on her own. That's the reason why we are, meant to be together. And the man is meant to be the guider. You get what I'm saying? And when you see women try to do things on their own, you see what it turns out to be. Now everything is, our problems used to be, it didn't never used to be gay and all this other stuff, and whatever, rights and all that stuff, marriage rights and all. It used to be like a black or white thing. Not saying that that's a good fight, but I mean, that's usually what it used to be, but now it's all saturated. It's not a black and white thing. It's not a black issue. Now it's like a gender issue. Now it's like a sexual preference issue and all these other stuff that's come along with the feminism movement. Now, don't get me wrong. Some things that feminists are doing, I think, is justified. If you work this, if we're both engineers, we'd all should get the same pay, right? If we got the same experience, same qualifications, we should get paid the same. You should have equal entitlement to the leadership roles as well. But all this stuff about, we're equal, I mean, I don't think it's really that. I think it's day and night between a man and woman as far as equal, as far as our nature and our abilities. But for the most part, I do agree with some of the things that the feminist movement is trying to push.
Right. I think so like will you say like that you're more like part of like the manosphere, BRUIZZR?
I don't really like to use that term, but I think if you're a guy and you set up a panel or podcast or talk show that involves trying to enlighten other brothers, to be aware of what's going on so they won't fall to the same trip hazards that everybody just keep falling to in a system that's have them at a disadvantage when they walk into family courtrooms. I think you have to agree that you're in some type of manosphere. Because we didn't have this before. Before we didn't have this. It was all like women talk shows and women would go upstairs and they would have ladies talk. Men would just go out and play dice or cards. We would watch games. We never would just come together and say, man, let's talk about fucking these child support systems. Let's talk about all these laws. Like now we got that. Now it's either looked at as a positive thing or a negative thing.
I think also is based on I think it's also based on like just economics too, like because like you get caught in that child support system, man, you really could be paying some big money. You know what I'm saying? And that could definitely affect you economically. So I think it's economics. I think also there's also now, because of technology, and now people can fly out, and we can all connect through social media and all that. It now sparks a conversation with people with different things, and then certain people, they've been through different things, and some people have been burnt or gaslighted or ghosted, and I think through all these things, through all these different terms and things that we've been through, I think now people, especially now having like social media as well with YouTube and everything else, I think it just makes it just spark a more of a conversation of, hey, this is what's going on, because now we're able to talk to each other all the time. You know what I mean? It's no way that people who were in one part of the country, and then somebody else in a whole nother part was able to just to connect just randomly and just completely and consistently. You know what I mean? This is the first time in history where we really have that on a consistent basis, through technology. So it definitely sparks the conversation. And also, all the information is always being broadcasted. If there's a new law change or new things happening, we always know, off top, based on technology and social media. So I think that definitely sparked the conversation. Like you said, BRUIZZR, like men wasn't talking about this. We would just, either just handle the situation, amongst each other, or we may talk to like our friends about it, maybe close family, and that's probably about it. You know what I mean? If anything, we would just, deal with the situation, pay the money for the child, and just, sometimes suffer in silence. So
And I think
that was the thing. I think as far as submission, I just want to say this last point. As far as submission, I think a woman should always be in the feminine state. I think submission, is definitely something that not all men deserve from a woman. You know what I mean? But, I believe every woman should just be in a submissive state. Not submissive state, but in a feminine state, so that she can find the right men, and she can also weed out men who don't fit her criteria. You know what I mean? But if she's not being feminine and she's always in masculine, then yeah, man, most men ain't gonna put up with that shit. I'm just gonna be honest. So that's just what it is.
Okay. Shout outs to Late to the Fall. She says, "Hi's y'all. I think in a relationship, the leader role changes depending on the situation and state of mind, the people involved. In example, sometimes I have a cooler head in a situation, and sometimes he does. The best thing is to be able to recognize it and let that person take control of it." I'll let you guys, agree or disagree to that.
Let me go first.
Go ahead. Oh no, I said I kind of agree. I guess because I'm his father, so I think what happens is in my head is that the gender roles I kind of drop them to some degree, and since I'm with more traditional partners, I have had to change some of my behaviors so that they get the opportunity also to be who they are, because I can take over all the way. And so I think when you like that, if somebody has a place of weakness where the other one can shine, then of course you want that person to do that. I don't think that you should always rely on a man take over all the areas if he can't, because if you can do something better than they can, that should just be a discussion that is had about that. There's some people who do really better with finances and some don't, and it doesn't matter whose role it is. We're trying to make sure it's a best for everybody. So some of those situations or roles may have to move around, or I do believe if like your wife is making six figures, even if you're working and you enjoy what job you do, I don't think you should quit and try to go do what she does to make up the difference because you feel some kind of way. I think if she does something that pays her more and she's good at it and you enjoy what you do, then you should do that. It shouldn't have to be a competition amongst each other when you're together with someone. That I don't believe that you should be doing. But I mean, like I said, if it's something you get better at, I think you should be able to do that amongst yourself, and it shouldn't be really a big issue.
And I would say to it, as far as the role changes and stuff like that, based on the situation, I don't think the roles are changing as far as what's expected of you and what's expected of me. Now, all these brothers that's going into relationships with these women's making 6 figures, for your example, I mean, you got to know what you get into when you got a woman who's passionate about her career. If you pick a woman like that, I don't think it's fair to try to make any drastic changes to her career. If you want a woman that's more like in a traditional setting, then you should find a woman who's in that setting already and not try to impede on what she already got. There's guys out there who's willing to be with them. Me personally, that's not what I value in a woman, for her to be career driven, to put 20 years on her back. I'd rather her put 20 years on her in the house, you know what I'm saying, taking care of the kids and supporting me. And if I have my own business, she'd be maybe like co-CEO or something like that. But as far as the roles and stuff changing, I think she was trying to hint towards compromise. But if you have a role and you have expectations of how you identify in a relationship, then there shouldn't be too many compromises. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to just, hey, look, this is an issue. Okay, for her sake, the situation has changed. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I got fired or something. She got to pick up the slack. It doesn't mean the role has changed. It means you still playing your role. You're still working, or you may have to go to work. I'm still the head of the house. I'm still the leader of my family. You know what I'm saying? I'm still the man of the house. That's my role is not going to be transferred to her because I'm in a situation where I can't provide. You know what I'm saying? This is a temporary setback. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna like pass the crown type shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I'm still the man. Just go do what you got to do until I get us back, where we need to be. So
I'll add on to this.
No, I saw don't hear that. Yeah, I was just agreeing.
Yeah. Okay, I'll add on to this. Now, in the role as far as switching over to the position of leadership and direction, I'm going to tell you like this. For every man or every woman that will say, well, let the woman lead, okay? And let's say you allow that woman to lead in your life. Well, I'm going to just be honest with you. A lot of women don't want to take that leadership position. Even women that is like really hard to wife up, like Brittany Renner, an example. She made a comment about like in someone's life about that. She don't want to have a masculine presence all the time. She don't want to always be guarded and always have to take the lead in the position. You know what I mean? Because of her status or whatever. Yes, that's what we go for, having thought-provoking type of conversation. So yeah, it tends to be interesting, late to fall. But the point is that women would despise a man if he allows her to take the lead, even if it's like for a long duration of time. It's just something about that, it just irks them. Although the feminist movement does encourage women to take charge and take leadership in their own body, their own households, and all that, especially if it's career-driven women. But look where it led them to. A lot of them are bitter. A lot of them are single. A lot of them are in these relationships, but it's broken relationships. Because society keeps, and I'm not just saying just with women, but society keeps pressing our masculinity away. It keeps trying to strip it away from us. Anything that we do that's deemed as masculine is always labeled as something that's weak. It's always labeled as something that's toxic. No one labels toxic, like femininity, to be toxic, but, or masculine femininity. But when it comes to masculinity for men, we get broke down so much because of society. To a point that when we give them a little bit of control of our lives, it just goes south. Because women, they don't want that. They want to feel secure. And I'm just talking about, like, based off the majority of women, of people who I interact with. I can't say all, unfortunately, because the all police be around, but
Shout out to Vagoda. Vagoda, what's up, man?
What's up?
I mean, how can I say? I don't even think it's no security shit, man. That's like, I mean, no disrespect, I think that's like some ancient shit. Like that don't even exist. I don't even think it's security. It's not even that. The simple fact is, you know, women are not logical. Women are too emotional to lead. And when every time they lead, they will make emotional and rash decisions that will fuck shit up. That's just a natural thing. We all seen it, we know, and if you live with a woman long enough, she can be the nicest woman in the world. If you let her lead in any capacity, she's going to fuck something up due to her emotions. She's gonna think about stuff that don't make no goddamn sense, that ain't even going on, and she's gonna come up with all these theories in her mind that's not even real. You know what I'm saying? Because women, from the time they're born, they are told that they can live in a fantasy world, and we're gonna definitely build on that more on Monday. Women live in a fantasy world a lot of times, and every woman thinks that they're Beyonce or that they're this one or that one, and they're not. Okay. You know what I mean? There's certain women that are on certain levels. There's certain men on certain levels. You know what I mean? Now, me, BRUIZZR, and then three, we don't think we're Michael B. Jordan. We know we're not Michael B. Jordan. All right? We ain't trying to be him. We know who we are. Men are always told our limitations. Okay? You know what I'm saying? We always told who we're not. We always told what we can't do or who we are, and we are stressed our limitations on all aspects of life. Okay? We are always told what we can and cannot do in life. But women, no. Go queen, you can do whatever. You could be with any man. Yeah, I know. We know you. We know that you are 350, going on 400 pounds. But you can, if you want to Michael B. Jordan, you can get him. And women are always told these unrealistic things, and due to that, and they're overly emotional, and they just think that a lot of times that they know best because society's always telling them that they know best. You know what I mean? And then they believe that they're the best in the world. No pun intended. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Women just they don't use logic. They use emotions. You know what I mean? And they will ask you questions and they'll ask you things that is not even based on logic. You could be doing something that's based on you and somebody else building. It could be you and a bunch of other men building. The theme can be about another man, and they will ask you. They will ask you directly about other women, and it will make no sense. You're like, this has nothing to do with any other woman. But just a simple fact that they would either see a woman or have another woman presence around, they'll just be on that emotional jealous shit, and they'll just start asking you a bunch of questions that make no damn sense. But that's what women do. You know what I mean? A lot of women do that. I'm not saying all, but most women do that. And it is annoying to most men because we're like logically, we're thinking our logic, like, this doesn't have anything to do with anything. Why is she doing this? Why is she acting this way? Because women are emotional. And in their emotions, sometimes their emotions get the best of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why them leading is just not a good thing. Just not. And for any man who subscribes to the happy wife, happy life type of stuff, and you bowing down, and man, buddy, I'm gonna tell you like this: if you're not gonna be a man in your relationship, somebody being a man somewhere to that woman. You may not want to face that fact, but trust me, she's gonna find that masculine energy somewhere if you're not bringing it. And that's all I gotta say.
Okay. Oh, can I just something?
Yeah, go ahead. I know you wanted to speak.
No, I'm all for hearing each other, so I really wanted to. But yeah, I agree that women have more emotional moments and that men have more logical moments. You both think different. Now, whether or not that means they can lead better or not, I'll say that it just depends on the situation. That's how I view it. But a lot of times, especially in this environment now, I will put this out there because I do believe this. Women were built or just lifted up to think a certain way. And now with the transition, women are asking men to think differently, lower their masculinity, all this stuff, and, be more emotional and all this. And yet when it deems it fit, they will change their questions, answers, or their answers to certain things. Like you said, we're telling them they're the victim all the time. You can be the victim. They're growing up to know that they can be the victim. They can play the victim, but then you have to be strong. But then if you point out something that they're doing incorrectly, the first thing they say is, "Oh, you're picking on me." But you just said you were strong. You said you can handle it. So you can't play both sides. I think that's where the confusion is. You can't play both sides. And if you choose the person that you like to present out there, is that you want to be a modern woman and all that, you got to know what that comes with. You can't play the defense that, oh, I want a man to be with me, like we had discussed a while ago, but then you're running the streets, and then, the next weekend you want a husband. Make it make sense. You got to play. If you're going to, depict a certain role, play that place. Don't keep hopping back and forth when you want to. It's not right, and it's confusing, and you basically, most women look like we're contradicting ourselves all the time. Because when it deems fit, you want to be something, and then when it seems like it's not benefiting, you're going to be the other in the same moment. I think that is really confusing, and I see that a lot. The contradicting of women contradicting themselves is very confusing, and so I do think that. So you can't play the victim and ask a man to do all this other stuff, and then say, "Oh, well, I'm a lady. That's why." that's not gonna get you.
I want to just say this though. The reason why there's a lot of confusion is because women want equality for their convenience. Okay? Only when it's convenient for them. Equality? Now look, I'm all for the jobs. That's cool and all. But their equality is like, okay, their version of being equal is that you should be chivalrous enough to take me on dates. You should buy me this, you should buy me that. But then when it comes the other way around, oh, you need to be a traditional man. I want a man that's going to be loyal, faithful, alpha, high value man, makes Superman. All this. Yeah, gets a whole bunch. He has to have a whole bunch of girls that's eyeing him for his attention. But he has to be willing to love me and only for me and marry me and say no to all these beautiful temptations. Okay? So he has to be in that ranking to my list, and they actually believe that. Okay?
Yeah, they do.
The other thing, in response to Later Fallout, because she said, well, I must be the exception. No, you're not. No one's the exception.
No one.
Okay? Not even my own wife. All right? The point is, every woman always want to say, well, I guess I'm the exception to the rule. I'm the exception to all these other women. No, you're fucking not. Okay? So, let's just kill the noise on that one. I'm not going to try to say all the same, but any woman that usually said the exception, I'm going to tell you no. Okay?
They're the worst ones.
But yeah, that's why I just want to just say to piggyback off what you're saying.
I can kind of agree to you, but there are some women out there that are traditional. Mm-hmm. But more than often, women are willing to sacrifice the nuclear family in exchange for their own happiness, and it's just happening too often. And I can quote statistics all day, but that's just it's just pointless at this point, to just continue to do that. You really don't get nowhere, because like you said, there's this I'm the exception thing that's gonna always come out. But for the most part, I think women are, placing marriage last on their list and becoming the modern women. More often than not. The modern woman will, not date down either. So you got a lot of these guys who are making a certain amount of salary that's just not even. I think the guys that's not having sex or not even in relationships is starting to increase. The average man is cut out of a chance for marriage. Even when there already are more women than men, resulting in increasing number of unmarried men and single women. So the movement, I think this feminist movement, saying to influence, the advancement of technology, like, contraceptions and all that shit that allow women to not rely on men, and stunt the reproductive process, resulting in acceptance of sexual promiscuity, without the fear of having a child. This impacts the mentality of men, making them less compelled to marry unless they are ready to have children. So a lot of guys I talk to, they start to recognize that, women don't have any requirements or any standards to give out what's most sacred to them. You know, it's just easy to get the buck. So why would I get married? You know what I'm saying? When I can just get it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the world would be really different if women as a whole came together like they came together on these marches for like the gay community and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the people who make up these votes are liberals, and most of the liberal votes are women.
Mm-hmm.
And if they came together and said, "Hey, look, we're going to boycott unprotected sex," I think the community would be different. What you think?
Oh, I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on that one, bro. I think that should definitely be something that people are boycotting and against, because a lot of times these people are having multiple kids, they can't take care of them, and then who winds up having to take care of them? Who winds up having to flip that bill? People like me, people like you, people like M3, people like Miss Polly.
The government will take care of them. There's
but
incentives.
what I'm saying is that like we will have to pay like extra taxes as well for people who are not willing to take care of their kids. You know what I mean? That's going to fall on the taxpayer as well. So I think that that's also a big thing too. And since I don't have any kids, it definitely affects me. Like I'm like, dude, like I really am against men just and even just women, because there's certain women they have a record in their mind for how many kids they want. There's certain women who like, man, I want 5 kids. You know what I mean? They don't care how many kids.
When I met my wife, she told me she wanted 10 kids.
Woo. How that going for you?
9 more to go.
We got 1 kid.
We got 1 kid.
Since you guys are all here, I do have a question. Just pure, just get gathering information here. When do you think men want to start being married? Because usually we know you're younger, you're not trying to get married 18. Men don't want to get married 18. So what do you think? When do you think men usually want to start thinking about marriage, and when do you think they start actually searching for a wife?
35.
I would say when men is happy with his accomplishments, when he's happy with himself, he'll begin to search for a wife. When he's established, and that could be 35. It could be earlier. There's some guys out there, but for as far as the most part, on the average, between 35 and 40, I think.
I say once a man reaches up to his peak, where he's at his most comfortable level, that's where, and it depends on the maturity too. I think that's where he'll be more marriage minded.
He's got to cross that threshold of being a simp. I mean, everybody go through that simp phase. If he can manage to get through the simp phase without trying to get married in that phase, then he's good. Because the simp phase is a dangerous phase to go through as a man. You can really make some decisions and get into situations that you're not ready for. It'll make you get into a relationship or a marriage based on lust, being in that simp phase. And all men go through a simp phase.
So
once you get out of it.
Hold on, Miss Polly. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Yeah, go ahead. I was gonna just go ahead.
Salute to Wally and Princess K. Good to see y'all in the building. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Let me say this. I would say, listen. I'm gonna just keep it G. Men from between 18 and 35, men are animals, right? It's Animal House. We just going crazy out here, right? We don't really kind of really care between really 18 and 35. That's just kind of just where we at. You know what I mean? Most of us are, we just kind of got out of college, or we got away from our parents, and we just want to live life, man. We mama ain't telling us what to do no more. Daddy ain't trying to rule over us, and we just happy to be out the goddamn house. You know what I'm saying? So between 18 and 35, how does that make us an animal? Because we out here trying to knock everything down between 18 and 35. That's what I'm saying.
So the thing is it's not that men are animals, it's that we can be animals.
Yeah, exactly. Because
the only way we can be animals is if the box is a playing field.
Exactly. So but BRUIZZR, listen. We definitely agree on this. Like, I'm not saying that, like, the playing field don't have to be there for it to happen, of course, right? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, you know what I mean, most of the time between that time, in our mindset, we not really trying to be out here really trying to wife. We just really trying to really pipe. and that's just really kind of what it is. And also, yes, like he was saying, this is also the playing field, being in America, Western culture, all those things. It does have an impact. If you lived in a different culture, you live in a different society or whatever else, where there's moral standards, rules, there's systems, there may be a caste system or whatever else. You know what I mean? And if you live in a foreign country, of course, it's going to be different, right? Because most of the times, people probably get married probably a lot younger. There's a vetting system, for both the men and the women. Well, especially for the women, they get vetted out. You know what I'm saying? And the men, are more willing to marry because the women have to be submissive based on that system. There's not really a choice. They're not given a choice of some.
Okay, let me stir this pot a little bit. Is that sometimes I say things that aren't really my opinion? They're just something I'm just asking for.
Yeah.
Pure. So if that is the case, that men are kind of running around rampant, and if you don't know, they said men hit their financial peak around 50. If this, and that's when they feel more stable, then they could look for what. If you facts or that part. But what do you think for a woman during that time where she leaves her home and she's able to go to college or whatever? What do you think she is focused on during that 18 to 35? What do you think in her mind?
A woman is invested in independence. She's not invested in marriage. She's putting marriage last on her list.
You think currently, but do you think they have no sexual desire? Do you think they don't want to go out and have the same carefree, I'm free from mom's house during that time?
Yes, they do. And they do want to, and they've made it to the point, given the policies and the rights that they put in place with the abortion and contraceptions, they made it capable to have no consequence behind being sexually promiscuous. So yeah, they want to do that, and they achieved that accomplishment. Well done, women.
So there is no consequence for men being sexual promiscuous between those times.
Yes, there is accountability.
I mean, just to keep it funky, y'all can get pregnant. Like, that's really the consequence.
Yeah, no, I know.
The consequences of a man being sexual promiscuous versus
and also diseases. Yeah,
a woman is a night and day thing. Like, accountability is women don't have no one to hold them accountable. Men, we can decide that we don't want to be accountable, but there's something else behind us that's going to force us to be accountable, and that's the good old system. That's the good old government. That's the good old laws.
Well, when they have their child, wouldn't that be holding them accountable? Because, like you said, they're having their child, so the child would be holding them accountable, and their family.
Yeah, it will hold the man accountable.
So what would hold the man accountable? I mean, the state holds the women accountable.
You go to jail.
Yeah, if the women don't take care of their children, they can go to jail too.
No, that's not true.
No?
If the woman don't take care of the children, she lose her children. She don't go to jail.
If you don't feed your children or give them a place to stay, and you consistently do that,
they will take their children from you. They won't take you to jail.
You will go to jail. They will be like, it's abandonment if you're leaving your children. You're not taking care of. That's abandonment. There, and then if you're not taking,
for the most part, if you neglecting your child, I don't know if it's called CPS or whoever can come take your child, and they can give it to the next. I have a nephew right now because the mother was unfit. She hasn't been locked up or anything. Her rights have been terminated. Because there's not a father, because the father is not identified, then someone in the family can come forward and claim guardianship or custody. But as far as accountability, if a man decides he don't want to take care of his kid and neglects and don't want to feed or private money, he's going to jail. And even when he go to jail, there's a tax on the child support that's going to compound. So even when you're in jail, you would think that, the child support stops. No, it just continues. So you end up owing back child support when you get out.
But I mean, they're still accountable. They have to take care of the child. Most women take care of their children when they have.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incentive for taking care of your children as a woman. You get child support and you get government programs to back you up.
Well, not everybody gets child support. Not everybody gets child support. Some guys do avoid child support. I mean, let's be realistic. There are a lot of men who will get lower jobs. I'm not saying everybody. Remember, this is just me pushing back. That's not me, in my opinion. But if there's a lot of men who do try to get lower jobs or don't work as much, so not everybody. There's some good men out here who want to work and know what they need to do, but there are a lot of people who don't get child support and don't put their baby daddy on child support. They just, maybe they'll say, "Hey, I need this or that."
But if we're talking about the rule and we're talking about majority of the time when you go into family court, I even talk to judges, like just visiting family court. They're going to be in favor of the mother no matter what. In order for a woman to not get child support or something, it had to be something presented, saying, or in order for a woman not to have custody of her kids, she literally had to be deemed unfit to be a mother. It had to be like some drugs or something or violence involved between her and the kid for her not to have the advantage in the courtroom. And whenever she decides she want to have 5 babies, 6, 7, 8 babies, there's still no accountability. She's going to be taken care of. And if she loses her house, they're going to put her in the shelter and everything. If a man loses his house and he had to pay child support, he loses his house, they're not going to put him in the shelter.
Okay. So is there an incentive?
Let me tell you one more thing about, let me add one more accountability thing on men. If a man is married to a woman, and let's say they get a divorce, let's say 11 months in 15 days. Let's say she has a child. And you've been divorced for 11 months. You haven't touched her in 11 months and 15 days, right? Do you know that they can put that man on child support, the ex-husband? They're gonna put him on a birth certificate, and he has to fight it. He has to deny it in court within 30 days. Otherwise, he's gonna be on child support. That's federal law.
Wait, say again? I'm sorry.
You can leave.
You said if the lady's married, she gets pregnant, and then they get divorced
pregnant after you divorced her.
Oh, okay.
As long as it's under 12 months, they're gonna put the ex-husband. If nobody comes up to be the assumed father, they're gonna put the ex-husband on the birth certificate automatically. It's automatic. And let's say, God forbid, you're not at that address or whatever it's recorded for the courts. You can be screwed up if you got 30 days to contest it. Otherwise, you're going to be locked in on child support. That's accountability for men. Another part of accountability is you can live with a woman and not even touch her. I think in most states for 3 to 4 years. I think it's 2 to 3 years actually. And if she gets pregnant, you're automatically going to be on child support.
What? I've never heard of these. I'm gonna be honest. I've never heard of this.
I've been doing research on these laws. It's crazy.
I haven't kept up on each state laws. But I do know there's a law. I do know in Florida, if you're married and then you're married and then you get pregnant, your husband will go on child support, or it will be on the birth certificate, not child support. They don't automatically put you on child support. You have to request that. But if your person is requesting it, then they will go to the person who's on the birth certificate or the husband if you can't be added to the birth certificate. So in Florida, you can't be added to a birth certificate if that person's married.
Here's another accountability for men. Let's say a man is get a divorce or he's with a girlfriend, not even married. Let's say his woman decide she don't want to put him on child support when they have a child. He's going to be in the child's life. He's going to take care of his son, daughter, whatever. And let's say 8 years later, I don't want to put you on child support. Do you know that they're going to make him pay back child support from the time that baby was born?
If that's his child? You mean from that time back?
Yeah, that's accountability.
I mean, sometimes I will say I know there are some cases that are strange, but there are a lot of cases if you contest some of them, and it is a battle. Please don't. I know it's a battle,
but the fact remains is you're gonna have to pay it, and anything that you paid during those 8 years is a gift. And if you write it out, you can write it out that you put child. So you can write it out on the receipts. Hey, this is child support. Only thing they're gonna do is truncate the amount that you paid out of the amount you owe and back paid. And that may make the amount a little lesser, but for the most part, you will have to pay back child support.
Because they definitely want to get their cut.
That's why
Now
we
there
tell
are
brothers.
each state's different. Now every state has their own some kind of special laws between their state. But there are some cases that are crazy and out of line. And I don't agree with half the crap these people do. And judges do favor mothers, point blank, and they do, and it's not fair.
Most of the stuff I'm telling you, most of the stuff I'm telling you is federal law, not state law.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, well, I don't know. There's a couple you said that I'd probably look, because I've looked at some things and I know about some situations that don't sound that way. I'd have to look, but
yeah, you have to look. The only thing that I stated that was based on state is the living cohabitation. That may be just state law, but all the other two things are federal law.
Okay. But like that's another time. But I definitely, obviously you should look it up. But that's why a lot of these men also just not accountability. Before you want to go raw on everybody, exactly. Okay, because y'all have the option where it comes before, and that's women too. They take their responsibility. But when you want to go out here, know who you're messing with. A lot of these girls are vindictive. A lot of them trying to get a check too. Pay attention to who you're messing with. Why are we just hopping in every open pair of legs? And I mean, I hear horror stories. Guys like, I knocked down 5. How these women who are allowing men to come in between their legs, there are men doing this. You knocked down 12 women last month. I mean, like, why? Why are you giving out yourself like it doesn't matter too?
That is the reason why we came up. That is the reason why we come up with these terminologies that people hate to associate themselves with, and there's the reason why we do it, so we can have a clear understanding of what we're talking about when we talk about beta males or alpha males or simps. A lot of these guys out here just knocking up. This woman already got 2 kids, and you're gonna go and give her a third kid. You're just throwing your life away. I mean, I like Russell Wilson, but my opinion, a lot of people kind of frown upon when I call him a beta male. I think that any brother that has the means, ability to get a woman and make their own family, they have the means financially, and everything is set. You should be able to go out and have your own family, and her vagina should be able to push out your children. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to share a womb with no one else. Not saying that Future is coming back and tapping it every now and then, but the fact that you have a woman that's already had kids with another man, I think it's settled, which makes him a beta male.
Wow, that's
interesting view.
That's when I tell my sons to go out. If I have a son and he come back and tell me, hey, look, this woman, she's beautiful, I love her and all this stuff, and she just give me butterflies, and I'm like, okay, let me see what this woman is. And she got 2 kids, and I'm like, you're 25 years old, you make 7 figures. There's so many women out there that you can have. What is so special about her? You know what I'm saying? I think you should, but that's why I told you a lot of guys go through the simp phase. If you can get through the simp phase, then you'll be a better man. That's why I say man should just focus on being on their purpose, and a woman is always going to be available for your picking. If you just focus on getting to the bag and stop worrying about these women and stop worrying about trying to get the box, the women are going to they're going to be right there for your picking. Because a lot of people say, "Oh man, you got a huge ego. Like, why are you like?" It's nothing about having a ego. I think a strong ego helps with this. You know what I'm saying? The ego must be justified, obviously, but I like who I've become. I'm proud of my accomplishments, and so I'm going to express it. It motivates me. My body looks great. My health, nutrition, and daily routine aligns with how I envision myself. I don't see myself as an out of shape person, broke person, or restricted. You know what I'm saying? If that ever happens, I will go into an identity crisis, because if I see that in the mirror, it would be like looking at a stranger. So I'm obligated to keep myself looking the way I envision myself. So you mirror who you envision. If I get older and tired, and exercise has become challenging, I'll work harder and harder to maintain who I am. If the expenses get out of hand, I'll either dial it back or I earn more to maintain the lifestyle I enjoy. I know how to find my peace. You know what I'm saying? I know what it takes to maintain it. My peace is having control of my time, so I can do what I want with it, where I want, and with who I want, without any constraints. And if any man think like that, Oh, go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to
Well,
rant.
I'll just ask a good question because this is good. Just to put out the book. So, what about the gentleman? Because the gentlemen who think, okay, they got their money, okay, they established something, they have a home and everything like that. Why did those particular men, not just, I don't know how many there are, but say that they having trouble finding women to be with because now they've set up, their financial situations pretty well. You think that the issue maybe because they're beta or something? Like what do you think their issue is with finding women to start their family?
May I answer that really quickly? I'll just say this, and I always say, watch who you lay with and watch who you stay with. I tell that for both men and women. Watch who you lay with, watch who you stay with. I gotta pin that term. I gotta make a T-shirt out of that. But outside of that, right? And I think with the whole Russell Wilson situation, I don't know if he genuinely loves her or not. I mean, he could have settled, he could have not. I really don't know, man. That's to be determined. I don't live in a house. I don't really know like what's going on. From the outside looking in, it may look like he kind of does have some simp behavior, but I really don't know. But I think a lot of times men have a hard time finding someone because I think once you level up to that degree, you know what I mean, it's only a few women that's gonna fit into that wife class. It's not it's not every woman that's gonna fit into that class, excuse me. So only certain women are gonna fit that criteria. Excuse me. It's like not every man's gonna fit a husband criteria. They have to get to a certain standard. But especially for a man who has everything going for him, you know what I mean? He's not just gonna date, just any woman that's not really about something. He wants to date a woman that's about something, that's about her purpose, that has a good head on her shoulder, and is about building a family. So yeah.
So Russell Wilson, I mean, I obviously it wasn't because he just saw a beautiful woman or whatever. I mean, she is a beautiful woman, but come on, it's Sierra of all people. She's an icon. She's well known. He had to be a younger Russell Wilson watching her dancing, doing all these crazy dancing, probably fell in love with. I would say, man, it was more of her talent, with who she was as a person and her career that he probably was attached to. It was, I guarantee you, if she didn't have all this these accolades and accomplishments behind her career, he probably wouldn't pay her no attention. And I like the comment that I love Shaq XOX made. I read up on that, but I wasn't too sure for it, so I didn't want to quote it. But it says that there is no law that requires a mother to inform a man that he has a child on the way, which leads to her waiting. So that's pretty clever. I mean, if they are allowing women to do that, that's an exploitation that you can get by without being. I mean, there's no way to like criminalize that, right? There's no way to say, hey, look, you have certain amount of days. If you wait too long, he's not going to pay this or something like that. I really think there's women out there that's really exploiting the system by waiting. Like, I'm gonna just wait till I don't need the money right now, so I'm gonna wait till you get about 6 years and get about 40 grand. You know what I'm saying that I can just go into my own food truck business or some shit.
Yeah. I like the comment that she wrote because there's no requirements, therefore there's no consequence. And then also she could, if the woman want to be spiteful, she could hold on to that child without disclosing any information to the child's father, and then hit him with back pay for child support, which is going to be strenuous, like for his livelihood. And also, Wally says the side dish only win by taste, but not by health. Meaning, like the side, I think he's talking about like an analogy. The side chick is basically the one, which I don't know how we got to the side chick part, but I think that's what he's talking about, the side chick. Like, basically what he's trying to say is that, like, men fall for the lustful desires of a woman that's never going to be beneficial, while meanwhile you have someone at home that is good for your mental health and well-being. That's if he thought that way,
I got a question for you. I know I said I ain't really had no questions, but my question, and it may be it could be for the ladies too, but it just seems like men have become lazy and only want to like come over. You notice that? Like they only want to just come chill. Like if all women were okay with this, they'll never get treated to movies, dinner, etc. Right? Is it true to say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
You just say like we became lazy, like we really don't give a damn about like going out or taking a woman out. If all women say, hey, look, you can come over here and Netflix and chill, I would advocate that all men would be like, fuck it, let's go to the house.
Well, hold on. Well, before I even answer that question, I do have to give a warm welcome to Queen Forever 2K.
Oh yeah.
So thank you for tuning in. Just in case if you didn't know what the topic was, it's not really a topic. We're just having like a live interview, live talk with BRUIZZR. He's the guy in the middle.
Mm-hmm. I watched it. Leave me alone, okay. M3.
No, I was just trying to be helpful. That's all.
Don't start.
All right. I come in peace. I'm not trying to get broken in pieces. But definitely welcome though. So BRUIZZR, like to answer that question that you asked. I'm sorry, Queen.
No, I was gonna ask BRUIZZR if he could repeat.
Oh,
hello,
okay.
Everyone. Hello. How are you guys doing tonight?
Pretty good, Queen.
Okay,
yes,
so
I was
basically,
gonna ask you for your question, BRUIZZR.
Okay, so basically the question goes like this. I think it's okay. Men have become lazy and only want to come over. If all women were okay with this, you know, they'll never get treated to movies, dinner, you know, dates, whatever. Is that true or false?
I believe that everyone's become lazy. I think women become lazy as far as thinking that all they gotta do is put some fake hair and lashes on, and somebody's supposed to handle the world.
Man, sister, you hit right on the money.
You know, and some fake nails, and go out looking like a cosmetic section of Sephora. So yeah, and unbelievable, you know. So yeah, I think everyone's gotten lazy, but I think it's also, I think people have just settled and don't want to put in the work, you know. And if something is hard or you gotta deny yourself a little bit, you're like, man, I just go to the next one. So, you know, no one's willing to put in the work for.
So the laziness is women investing in and how they invest in that value.
Yeah, and I think men is also what they value. You know, I don't think men want to. I wouldn't say it's just Netflix and chill. I think because a frugal man is, if we spending the money somewhere else, hey, I'm cool with that. If we going somewhere, we going on a cruise and we going Netflix and chill, and we getting on a plane to go somewhere later, I'm cool with that. But I think men don't want to put in the work. So instead of dating women, they want little girls.
Well, I think women are more inclined to the romance than men are. Yeah. So they want to have this in-between stuff to get to the box. They want to have, you know, the fairy tale story leading up to it, you know, the kiss and the touching and the holding and the chivalry.
And the role play.
And the man is
I think all of that comes with a balance. I think that's all a balance. You know, I do believe that, you know, you can't do all of that, because if this is the thing, if it's natural with who you are, it won't be hard to do it. So I think a lot of times it becomes difficult because it's not really who you are. You're playing a role to get what you want, and you're being a fake and a phony. And so then it's exposed, and who you really are comes out. That's why I say keep it trill in the beginning. You know, like, you know, I think everybody has this unrealistic expectation of what I'm supposed to do. Look, ain't no man, I don't want no man buying, you know, he ain't supposed to be buying you all this stuff and getting your $900 fake hair put in your head because you bald headed from the scalp. You know, like that ain't his role. That's your role. You want that, you get that. You know, he ain't your, you know, like he ain't your man. Like, oh, you got to do this for me, and then you got to do it's like, oh, you got to be this. I just think people just have this weird, unrealistic expectation of what it is to be in a relationship, and that's why many of them are not in relationships. Men want little girls, and girls want, and women want sugar daddies with no responsibility. So
you seem pretty seasoned. I'm not gonna say you're old. I'm just saying you seem wise.
I am older. I'm okay to say that.
But I think it was different back in the day. I would say
it's also what you watch. Like I seen it, you know, like I have older, you know, I have 5 siblings. So I'm the youngest. So I have a lot of older sisters, older brothers, and my father was always told us, even if I mean, he didn't know sometimes he didn't know I was going on a date, but you know, even if I went out, he was always like, I'm the only man set aside from your husband or your serious boyfriend or whatever that's supposed to lace your pockets with money. So every time I went out, I had money because of him. It wasn't like he was like, I don't want you to run. And my older sister was like, I don't want you running to no men for no money for this and that. My older brothers, because I don't want to have to do something to somebody if they come at you sideways. So, you know, like, I think it's just everybody's about being in each other's pockets and, oh, I got the bag and blah, blah, blah. But you got the bag and you lonely. So, I mean, is the bag really worth it? You can't reproduce with that bag. You can't take the bag with you. The bag can't cuddle with you at night. You're going to catch something. You sleeping with the money all night. You know what I mean? Your face going to come up green. I mean, come on. We pretend we are posing like we're okay with that, and everybody wants somebody, but nobody's willing to be humble enough to say, dude, I don't know how to date. I don't know how to court. I don't know how to choose. You know, like everybody wants this Instagram relationship life, and it's all phony. It's all fake. I don't want to travel by myself. If I'm with somebody, I don't want to go to no exotic island by myself. For what? I could have stayed my ass home. Shit, I want to travel with my man. But then you make it okay. It's if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I don't believe it, because winter's coming up and everybody want to be cuddled. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you're right. So it's everybody's in it to consume. So, like, you know, community is created by a family and household values, right? So the expansion of the community is born from the household values. You know, household values are set by marriage between spouses and transferred to the children to inspire, you know, to continue. The purpose of marriage used to be, and you might be able to have my back on this, Queen. It used to be constructive to a point to where we create inheritance, you know, to leave for our legacy, our children. Now it's like self-destructive. When I say destructive, you know, this means we have embraced a self-terminating mentality, right? You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about the I word, when we talk about I, myself, we tend to go in a relationship with a selfish mentality that results in self-termination. So when I say self-termination, think of it like this, because I don't want to lose anybody. Let's substitute your parents as the company, Apple or Amazon. Now, at the end of your tenure as a parent, let's say 60, 75. I mean, you may love to be older, but 60 to 75 years of building a legacy or wealth to pass down, which is adjacent to Apple or Amazon, building billions of dollars in business to pass down to the next owner. Instead of Steve Jobs passing, you know, the company on to like Tim Cook, you tell Tim Cook and everyone else under him that's in line to carry on the business that you're going to terminate all contracts, dissolve the entire company, and bury the money, and tell the subordinates to start from scratch on their own. As in telling your children that, you know, that all me and mom did was consume each other. with the I mentality, with a selfish mentality, consume each other until we are at the end of our life cycle. And then tell the kids, hey, look, you got to grow your own wings and fly away. That's what marriage is today. And the reason why I have my platform is to try to change that. Because we all just here to consume each other. And we just trying to find somebody to figure out what can we get out? How can I use you? Instead of saying, okay, look, we know we're going to get something out from each other, but we're also going to procreate at the same time. So what about these guys? What about the little ones? And today, women are like, I mean, it could be men too. Men make some dumb mistakes, but for the most part, if you look at statistics, most of these divorces is initiated by women, and women are more inclined to walk away from these marriages than because of their own happiness. And it doesn't matter who you are. You can be the greatest of all time in an NFL quarterback, Tom Brady. It doesn't matter who you are. Women will walk away from it if they're not happy. And it doesn't matter about kids or anything. Their happiness is more important. That's why I say men should be the leaders of the family, because man is not going to step away from his wife and son to get his own happiness. Oh, you don't spend enough time with me, so fuck you and the kids. No.
So do you think it should be that way? Do you think men should sacrifice their happiness to stay married or something?
Men is not. See, the thing about happiness, men doesn't get his happiness from a woman. A man's happiness is already created. You know what I'm saying? A man's happiness. Huh?
Where do they get their happiness from?
A man's happiness come from his accomplishments, his accolades, his production. What he's made himself to become. That's why whenever we come around each other, men try to impress each other. Look what I've done. Look where I've been. Look at these trophies. Look at these things I have. That's what makes a man happy. Women, on the other hand, happiness comes from the things she wants. And a woman's wants changes based on how she feels.
And I keep hearing this one saying in my head: men are logical, women are emotional. So I think that's what goes on. I think that's, that I see it, and and I want to do a research. I don't know how I can find this information. If most of those married women are listening to their single friends, girl, you ain't got to deal with that. You so much better than that. You need to be single. You need to leave that man. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that's why a lot of women go, hey, I'm unhappy because you're not meeting my emotional needs or whatever else.
So, and I'll say this a lot, it seems like society is telling women that no matter their age, no matter their health and fitness, no matter how beat up their box is, you are entitled. Men are supposed to buy the house, supposed to buy the cars, provide the salaries, provide protection, deliver your seed for children, leave her with your retirement, leave the children with an inheritance, accept nagging, remain monogamous. Men will do this for his wife. Some men will even do it for the girlfriend. But you would think these things would keep a woman from divorcing you. When she is ready to leave, there ain't shit you can do but let her go. The policies put in place gives her the benefit of packing it up with no consequences. The men and the children will have to endure the unfair deal. But, she will continue her journey to happy land. But as far as man being happy, a man's happiness is determined by, it is not determined by someone else making him feel such a way. That's how women's happiness is driven. A man's happiness is connected to whom he has built himself up to be, that aligns with the influence, success, and power he can project from, that which he's become. Which is why we are, often anxious to impress each other. Like I said,
why do men get married if they're already happy by themselves and they can make themselves happy?
The reason why men get married is to establish immortality.
You don't have to get married to do that.
I mean, well, the way society and the laws it suggests that your ass better get married, or you can be in a screwed up situation when it comes to property and assets.
So
or anything that you have
a contract to make sure that you don't lose anything.
Right. So you have a prenup. Or if it's too late, if you done already got married, you know, also get a post-nuptial agreement. A lot of people don't even know about that. So when this man enters a relationship, you know, he's already happy based on his abilities and, you know, the path to fulfill his aspirations. This man's happiness becomes broken when a woman alters his plan and tries to insert her own happiness as the primary objective. You know, when family legacy was the intended primary objective. That's why I try to tell men, hey, look, if you're not trying to have kids, don't even get married at all. It's not even about, if you're trying to be happy, go get married. No, a man can seek his happiness without having to be married. Yeah. I could have dropped the mic. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I know you didn't know. I'll be honest. I'm just giving this. We're interviewing you. I'm just giving you questions to ask. I obviously have my own opinions, but we ain't here to battle. We here to just converse with you and see where your opinions are. So he
said our immortality, right? When I say immortality, I mean continuing your bloodline. I mean carry your name forward beyond your life cycle. That's what I mean by immortality. The only way we can do that is to have children.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you don't have to be married to do that, though.
You don't have to be married, but the way society is set up is suggested that you get married, and if you didn't believe in God,
But okay, so this is just based on what you're saying. Just if you said that you're going to provide all these things if you're married anyway, you're going to provide a home, money for her to do whatever, you're going to provide for the children and all that. You don't have to get married to have children with a woman and provide those things for her, and you'll still be happy. You can still do that without being married at all.
Yeah, but see, the thing that makes us happy also that we haven't mentioned is to see our children flourish.
You can still do that.
No, they can't. It's data that backs it, proving that children that's raised in a single parent household tend to be subject to crime, poverty, and drugs and all this other stuff, things of that nature. And it's better off for the children to be in a household with a man and woman.
You can live with them. You can still live with them and not be married.
Yeah, but you're not committed to anything. You're not held. You're not bound to anything. So it's kind of like, and the way I teach men, you can't. Yeah, I just don't believe it's out of wedlock. I just feel like it's a dangerous thing to go into a relationship to have children out of wedlock. It just never ends well.
What happens? The same things that happen to
family issues right now. I'm probably the only one that had my child out of my entire immediate family within wedlock, and I'm the only one that's still with his wife.
Right, but what's the difference if you were to get divorced? It wouldn't be any different.
No, why wouldn't it be?
The consequences would still be the same if you were married and divorced, or you were still with someone and you didn't get married.
Do you know that if a man has a wife, or if a man have a girlfriend and he lived with her for 20, 30 years and he's working, do you know if he dies, she can potentially end up with nothing because she's not even his wife?
But then they have contracts. You can get yourself some insurance, so that's not a big deal. You can fix that. What else?
Okay, so I was in the military. Do you know my wife can't? If I wanted to put my wife through college under my GI Bill, I wouldn't be able to do that because she's not my wife, and she wouldn't be entitled to none of my health care benefits. So you're saying she should go out and just go ahead and take out a premium?
Okay.
Is it
so she could just go get her own. She can go get a grant and get that herself. She can get a grant and get that herself.
Or she could just go and be alone.
I mean, my point is, what I'm trying to ask is, what is the difference if you're not? If the contract does nothing, you're not telling me anything that's actually doing for someone to actually get physically married with someone and then get divorced. You still have the same consequences if they walk away from a relationship that they're in and they're not married. It's the same.
No, you don't.
And if there's a couple of benefits you get from being married, which is nice, yeah, you might have it easier, but you can set up things so that you can get money when someone dies. You can still settle things. So you don't actually have to be married.
Okay, what can you set up to get money when somebody dies?
Insurance policy. You can set that up easily.
Oh, you can
marry somebody to get insurance policy.
So you're gonna put your boyfriend on an insurance policy?
You can.
Your boyfriend is going to prove that.
You can't get that done. So there, at the end of the day, you can get it done. It doesn't stop anything.
Okay, I mean, if that's how you roll, then that's how you roll. I don't advocate for that. I tell brothers to, if they want to have children, to make sure they have them in wedlock, and instead of out of wedlock.
I just wonder. So because I believe I believe in an unconditional love, and I'm not. So I just want to see your opinion on that from a man.
Unconditional who?
Unconditional love. I don't believe that everything should be unconditioned. Like it shouldn't be, I have to do this or you won't like me, or if I'm not doing this, I can't be with you. I don't believe that's the kind of relationship I would want.
But you got to understand, you can believe one thing, but
yeah, I just don't.
Whether you like it or not, it's conditional. It's based on if your man cheats, you're gonna bounce, right?
But those are boundaries.
No, that's a condition.
No, it's a boundary.
Let's look up the definition of a condition.
No, because there are people who are okay with their partners having sex with other people. Then they're not cheating. So then what?
Oh God.
I'm just saying. Hey, you cover it, you gotta cover it all.
A wife will always be worth more than a girlfriend.
If your wife is interested or okay with their wife having sex with other people. I give you lots of examples, but just saying.
Hold on, you said wife having sex with other people.
There are some men who are okay with that. I'm not saying I am. I said there are some men.
What do they call those type of men?
What do you mean they call men? They're just married. Married men.
I don't know any population of men that's okay with that.
They are, and if you want to get in the fetish realm, they're called cockholes for some of them.
Okay, yeah, that's the word for it. So, yeah, but
there's some of them like that, and there's some are not.
I feel like that's a very small population, though. That's not considered enough to be substantial enough to say that there's a lot of people doing it.
Small.
Yeah,
that is not small. I know that a lot of people aren't into it.
I can tell you what is substantial. I can say that it's substantial enough to talk about single parents having a death, single mothers specifically, being a single mom and advocating for that, and not advocating for women to have children with their husbands and stay with their husbands is a detriment. It's statistics and data to prove that it increases crime, increases poverty, and men become more rebellious whenever they don't have a father in the house. And I don't think any man is going to be committed to a household where he don't have a wife and he's just a girlfriend. Because at the end of the day, men they don't think with emotion; they think logically. So all we gotta do is have an argument, and we can break up. Have you ever had a relationship with a girlfriend? Oh, we broke up today, and we done broke up so many times. Yep, that ever been a thing in your life? We wasn't together last week. You get what I'm saying? You know how many? Who's gonna know what you're doing on that week that you're not together? That's why it's important to be married. You can't just say, "Oh, we breaking up." It takes hard work.
I mean, you could, but there's consequences for that. But you can't.
No, you have to be legally separated.
But men do it all the time. They'll get in an argument and they run off.
Yeah, but they're still obligated to their wife.
But they can get divorced.
There's laws that forbid you from going out, like adultery.
Yeah, and that's why men will go get a divorce. But if you don't go get a divorce, men don't get a divorce.
Men are not going to go get the divorce. It's the woman who's going to go get the divorce because she's not happy.
No, I said men will still go out and cheat and do all the other stuff anyway, and then they're still married.
The problem is, I think that even like within the married couples, I feel like married couples treat themselves as if they were single couples. You know what I mean? Like dating couples. And the thing is that once you're married to that person, like you gotta be all in, all in and committed. But a lot of them want to take the escape route or take the easy route, maybe marry out of convenience, marry for benefits. But then it's like, okay, especially with the way how social media has taught like a lot of people that it's okay with that when the going gets tough in the relationship right then. How often do you see a lot of people they just give up so easily because they see like maybe one, I wouldn't even call it like a red flag, but they see one little thing they just didn't like or didn't agree to. And it might be something silly. Maybe it might be something like, oh, politics. Or it might be something about like I don't know, maybe a little bit of bad hygiene for the day. Or something like that. I'm just throwing words out. You know? Like how often these people they just up and leave in these relationships. And then especially when you have a bunch of people that idol worship these celebrities, and then they see these celebrities, they get into these, short-term relationships. Like I'm talking about marriage relationships, and it only lasted for like maybe a month or a week or two.
So what? Yeah, what's your thing on that? Like you think? See, I think with these celebrities, I think these women have these unrealistic expectations. They think that these men that are in the top 1% supposed to be monogamous. Why do women think that? And women can speak if they want to.
Wait, why do women the celebrities think that men should be there should be monogamous? They should, monogamous.
Yeah, I'm confused on why women who want to date these rappers, NBA players, these multi-millionaires, and expect them to be monogamous in a relationship.
Because every woman thinks they have the ability to change a man.
Damn.
And they need to stop. The only person you can change is yourself. I'm gonna put it on him. He only gonna want me. There's always someone who looks better, who does something better, who smells better, who got real hair, who act better than you. So women always think that they can change a man. I personally think that that's the issue. Or they don't care. They just want to be a part of that life until they get their feelings hurt. Because everybody thinks they're about it until they're about it, or until they in it. You know what I mean? You can say, "Oh, I wouldn't trip off of that," and then when you in it, you acting all kind of crazy because you ain't never been in that, so you didn't know how you was gonna feel. I can't predict how I'm gonna react. Then I'm in the wrong field. So that's just my take on it.
What do you think, Polly, right?
So why was 1%? Oh, go ahead, babe. Sorry.
Thank you. I just want to say this before Polly Right says something. I think sometimes divorce is necessary. Just like sometimes I think that staying together is necessary. I think it's all based on the situation, right? I'm not going to tell somebody to stay in a marriage if they're not happy or if they're being abused. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's physically or emotionally. You know what I mean? Or if their partner, doesn't want to be with them. You know what I'm saying? I show them they don't want to be with them. So I'm not going to tell you to stay in it. But also, I'm not going to tell you, to automatically get a divorce just because, you don't like just certain things that can be fixed or adjusted if you're both willing to work on it. You know what I mean? So, I think it's a duality. So yes, I don't think people should be getting the divorce rate shouldn't be as high, but I also think that people should get a divorce if things are not going a certain way, or if your partner does not want to work with you and they're working against you. Also, I want to build on this point as well. I think the system of marriage, even the system in which we handle the kids as far as the legal system and as far as like, child support and all that. I think all of these systems are bullshit. I think we should just destroy all those systems. Marriage, child support, all that shit. Them three will be bad. We should just destroy all that and start over. You know what I mean? Because half of this shit, I ain't come up with none of this stuff. I didn't come up with the concept of marriage. I didn't come up with child support. I ain't come up with none of this stuff. This is stuff that has been emboldened on me from a system, and I have been told I have to live this way. You know what I'm saying? But based on that, this is not something that I agreed upon. I think anytime you have a system of you have freedoms, but then you have a system that's trying to tell people how to live their lives. It's a contradiction. Either we're going to be free, or you're going to tell us how to live. You can't have both. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can have certain laws that are there in order to make sure that people are not, deleting each other or whatever. Of course, yes. You know, we don't want the purge going on around here, of course. But in the same instance, when it comes to matters of the heart, and when it comes to just, how we're raising and how we're doing different things with kids and things of that nature, we need to destroy and rebuild this whole shit. And us as people need to start making our voices be heard. Because if we don't, then things are not going to become different. It's not. We're going to keep going through. We're going to keep having the things that we're having. That's why the divorce rate is so high. Because there's no standard anymore. There's no standard, and there's nothing legally holding you from doing anything. And plus, people don't really understand why they have to do certain things. So, and then on top of that, you're giving them the freedom to do whatever they want. So if you give me the freedom to do whatever I want, you know what I mean? And you telling me I don't have to do this, then guess what? Then I'm going to feel a certain way based on certain things. So that's just my take on it. Miss Polly, go ahead and build. I'll go back on mute, y'all. You got things?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. And a lot of times, like I said today, I was just like poking a little bit of havoc because I know a lot of conversations that I've had. Certain women might ask those kind of questions or, try to, go down that road. And then, so no one, please don't feel like I'm attacking them or anything. But because I believe in just being yourself, and whoever you belong with or what kind of relationship you belong in, you can be in. I agree with what you're saying. Like, the things like child support, things like that are there, of course, in hope to help, but it is not working. The systems aren't working to do what they said they're supposed to do. And so it does need to be revised. I will put that out there, and it does need to be looked at again. But for your question, when you asked about the 1% of women why they think it should be monogamous, is one of the answers. I actually, personally, I don't think that you being monogamous should depend on if you have a certain amount of security. But who am I? Yes, you have a lot more options. Like you said, there's always going to be someone bigger, better, prettier, finer. And then that's that conditional relationship. So now you're confused why you got a relationship with someone which was based on a condition that no one else would be above you, or nothing was going to change. And if something changes, you're kicked out and you're confused. And that's why I said I don't really think that, me personally, the conditional relationships don't really function very well when it comes to conditions, the regular conditions that people are usually under. So I just don't think that manages. So yeah, I'm confused on why women are confused by the fact that if they're in a conditional relationship and someone else comes in, or somebody else is appealing to their partner and they find them better, I mean, why wouldn't?
I don't think it's a matter of finding him better. It's the fact that he's just exercising his options. And he's basically having a cake, and he's not replacing anybody. He's just.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're keeping your options open, then there's an option that you could take it to that level.
Well, it's not a matter of keeping, but that's regardless if you being monogamous or not monogamous. You don't have to have sex to see if your options are better off.
That's true.
But what I'm saying is the fact that you're in the top 1%, and these women are expecting that you're supposed to be sexually loyal. I laugh when I see these relationships fail, because I'm like, you really thought this dude was? I mean, come on, think about it. I mean, me personally.
Yeah.
If I'm a single man going into a relationship and I have an earning of the 1% population, I'm not going to submit to the same restrictions of 99% of all other men. Only way I would is if I'm already in a relationship prior to reaching such power. Men making less than $60K a year often struggle with loyalty anyways. So why would anyone expect someone who has the means of financing the lives of multiple women to remain loyal?
I think I think that's the difference, is whether you're saying that, because if you go into it saying that you want to be with that person, it don't matter how much goddamn money you got, you should be loyal to that person. Or you say, hey, I'm not committing to nobody. I like to flex my royal oats, and my dollars give me the ability to travel and have a hole in every area code. Then that's what you say. But don't come into the relationship saying that, oh, I want you to be with me, and then just because you make more money or you got this money or this status that it gives you the right to just do what you want to do. Then be by yourself.
But I'm not. But see, as a man, we're not exercising outside of the boundaries of what women value us for. Women value a man for provisions and protection. If we're continually to provide and protect you, we're not in violation of what you value us for.
But that has nothing to do with you being committed to me. I don't give a damn what you have. I don't care what you have in your bank account. Just because you got you above the 1%, you whatever billionaire, whatever. If you with me, you with me. If you want to be with,
that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic.
That's unrealistic. So,
well, that's why I don't choose men like that. It's not unrealistic.
That's my point.
It's not unrealistic. That's that bullshit.
It is unrealistic.
No, it's not.
It is unrealistic, Queen. Because if you become a millionaire,
because you got money in the account, you think you can just sleep with anything, anytime, anywhere? Then you need to be by your goddamn self.
It's not that. Anytime. No. This is scientific, and not only this is just like period.
That's bullshit.
If you introduce something new into any environment, it changes the dynamic of that environment. That is proven. You cannot argue this. You know what I'm saying? If you're introducing, no, hold on. If you introduce,
when a woman do it, she
when a man
do it, he
hold on. Let me say this. If a woman is now making that type of money, she's gonna change how she is, because now you have access to things that you never had access to before. Now you can drive 3 Benzes if you want. Now you can vacation anytime you want. You don't think it's going to change a person? It is. It's going to change them.
But all men don't act and move like that. Just like
I'm not saying that they will no longer be loyal.
Because
hold on, Queen. I'm not saying that
because you have options.
No, I'm not saying that they will no longer be loyal. What I'm saying is that their outlook of life is going to change. Okay? And I'm not saying that they're still not going to be with that person, or they still not going to love that person. They may still love and be with that person, and they still may want the best for that person. But if you still think that their lifestyle and who they are and their relationship dynamic is going to be the same, it's not. That's bullshit, because it's not going to be the same. It's going to be different, because now you're a millionaire. It's going to change.
No, that's not. But that's not true. That's not true.
It is true. If you move, Queen, if you move to a different city or a different state, let's say you move to a different state, your relationship dynamic is going to change, because now you're in a new environment. You're around new people. Any change that you put into your relationship, whether it's geography, anything that you do, especially with finances, it's going to change your relationship. It is. No. It could make it better, could make it worse.
No.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things where a person
changes though. Not everybody changes.
But see, the thing is, that's why I try to tell women that come on the panel that talking about they want to date a rapper or somebody like Drake or Future or these NBA players. You got to know what you get into. You know what I'm saying? According to like the latest data available, so 76% of U.S. millionaires are white, while Black American and Asian American millionaires, account for 8% each, and Hispanic for 7%. So this stat narrows it down even more. So to take it a step further, since Black, Asian, and Hispanic men make up less than 30% of the entire pool of seven-figure population, if I'm a woman and I want to increase my chances of scoring a loyal millionaire, you'd be wise to choose white millionaires, because there, are so much more of them making that kind of money, which means the popularity among white millionaires is very dense compared to other races. So if 100 women live in a village with 4 Black millionaires, how many options does each Black millionaire have? 25 options, right? That's a lot. If 100 women live in a village with 76 white millionaires, how many options does each white millionaire have? 1.3, meaning it's a 30% chance that, he'd have a side chick, because it's so saturated. So if you know math like I know it, then you know that You taking these black brothers, these brothers that's making millions of dollars. It's got so many freaking options because there's only so many of them. You get what I'm saying? So they can just choose and smash and dash whatever they want. So these women coming into these relationships with these guys, not saying it's just black guys are just bad. It's really not a lot of them, man. Can you imagine, man? Can you imagine it just being one millionaire in America? How many women you think would be foolish enough to date this guy and think that he would just be monogamous? He's the all-powerful being. He's got, and money is power. Y'all would money and resources is power, right? If you're all-powerful, why would you subject yourself to the same power and the same restrictions of men that are subpar?
Exactly.
So
that'll only happen for men who would come from a religious base. If you don't come from a religious base, and you're not withholding to that religious base, if this is a regular guy who's not really withholding to any religious base, he's not withholding to any of those things, then yes, he is going to do certain things. He's going to move a certain way. You know what I mean? And most average men most of them don't really go to church like that. They don't really hold to a religious base like that. So yeah,
and a lot of these millionaire rappers is in their 20s. Like these dudes are young and still reaching their prime out here, not really even thinking about relationships. And if they do get into their simp phase and try to get married, they're not going to be monogamous. They're going to go on tour. They're going to do what they do. They're going to go to away games. They're going to travel. They're going to, like, these expectations is just, I just don't get it.
So we should, this is just a statement. You say yes or no to this. I'm not going to say, just repeat it. So if a woman was interested in dating a man or the man showed interest in her who has that kind of status, then she should automatically know that they will not be monogamous, and his loyalty to monogamous fashion will not be there. Correct? Just repeating what
she should be aware that the possibility of him not being monogamous is like day and night versus an average dude that's just making under 6 figures.
So his loyalty is based on his money.
His loyalty is based on his options.
Okay, I'm just clear.
So
his
women
power
stay
and
away
options,
from
man. If you got so many options to exercise, you're gonna be inclined to exercise those options. Marriages ain't always a sweet deal. Relationships is never a sweet deal. It's always a roller coaster. Imagine getting in an argument and fighting with your wife when you're a multi-millionaire and she's telling you to get the fuck out and don't ever come back. Like, what? I'm going on vacation.
Easy.
And we already got a prenup. Come on, man. You in a losing situation. So it's best you see these women think they're entitled to this. And they say that they qualify for this. No, you don't.
Nope.
That's the difference between men and women being
women, everyone just needs to stay by themselves then.
No, you just need to date who you qualify for.
You just nope. No woman should ever date a man who makes over 6 figures. Because he got options.
No, it's not that. It depends on that man. It depends on who he is. He can be somebody that's it could be somebody it could be a man that's a devout Christian and he's a millionaire and he only wants to be with one woman.
Yeah, it could be that.
But there are also men who are not Christian or devout Christians who have that same mindset too. That's what I was saying. It's not every man.
What I'm saying is it's not the fact that he's actually going to execute the exercises on these options. It's the fact that he has the options. It's the fact that you just have this awareness instead of being oblivious to it. That's the whole point. Just having the awareness, knowing that, hey, I'm going into a marriage with this guy. He's making 7 figures. He's got $200 million contract with the Wizards or whatever. If he happened to have a side chick on the side or something or whatever, I'm not going to be sitting here like, oh my God, well, how could you? No, you know what you're getting into.
Well, then like I said before, women just stay away.
No, but that don't mean you can stay away. You can go and have that life.
What you want to be a part of. If you want to be the side chick, baby mama, stay at home, kept woman, then do it. But if you don't, then stay away from them.
No, but no, that's called being a wife.
No, it's not. It's not called being a wife, knowing that your man has options to go cheat on you. Then he don't need to be your husband.
These women are being with men that make way less than 70,000, and they stand with these
options.
men.
They can choose to do it or they choose not to. I don't agree with that.
That's a given though. That's not what we're arguing.
That means that you gotta. Not every man's like that. That's saying y'all think with what's between your legs instead of what's in your brain. So
Well,
I mean, just because you got a few dollars,
a lot of these guys don't even exercise their options. It's the fact the fact that they have the option. It's just about being aware of the option. So whenever it happens to you,
everybody has options too. And
not everybody has options.
Yeah, everybody got an option. It's whether you choose to act on that option. Everybody got an option. It's what that option is. We didn't say what the option is.
Well, what I mean, if you want to go to the extreme like that, when I say option, I mean option you can use without any consequence or repercussion.
But there are consequences and repercussions.
Not for a man that's making seven figures with a prenup. No, it's not. What's the consequence?
There's always a consequence, no matter what you got. There's
always
a consequence.
You got a premarital agreement.
Chicks out there that's pregnant, and you didn't want no baby, right? You could have.
So now we're going to the extreme.
There's always consequences to an option. Doesn't matter what it is. It's so it's extreme or not extreme. There's always a consequence to an option. There's always a good and bad that go along with that option, and it's what you choose. That's it.
Okay.
I will say this. I think it's a duality. Yes, there are times that people will suffer a consequence for what they do, as far as the action, and the consequence can be something that's damaging, right? They can have that, but also there are people who are moving around here who ain't suffering no type of any ill will consequence or anything. They're moving out here freely, and they're living their life and doing whatever they want.
I have a different perspective on that, because I think life is 10% of what happened to you and 90% of how you respond to it. So if I'm a multimillionaire and if something happened to me, it's all about how I respond to the issue. It's not about what happened. It's about how I respond to it. So a lot of these guys, man, and they got their circles together, can actually handle these situations they get into with side chicks. It's nothing new, man. We see it happening to people all the time. These guys are aware. These guys are not stupid. It's the women that come into these relationships and just misinformed. Some of them are very stupid.
Some of them are stupid.
I said, okay, some of them, but for the most part, they're not. A lot of these guys are going through their whole career without having these issues. There's only a few that just make mistakes.
Yeah. But that's based on what we see. That's not based on what we know. Just because a person's moving through life and look like they skating and floating, that don't mean that they really are. So we don't know what their consequences are. We don't know what's going on. We just know what we see. And money don't erase everything.
But I can tell you one thing that's true. You date a man that got 7 figures and you expect him to be a monogamous, you're delusional.
Yeah, well, then that don't matter what that man got, that ain't the man for me.
Well, that's why I say
I don't give a damn what's in your bank account.
That's why these women.
And I think that's the problem. A lot of these women aren't thinking that they're valuable either. You want me, you wanted me, you came after me. So if you're gonna treat me like a fucking door handle that you open and close like you do the next one, then fuck you. Go somewhere else. And I think when more women value themselves and stop chasing these niggas with money, then we wouldn't have half of these issues. You got options, go achieve those options. But I ain't gonna be a part of that. Everybody chasing the wrong thing, and that's the problem. Because it don't matter if you got money to play and you ain't got nobody that you can trust and lay with, then you just some stupid nigga with money playing around, watching your back every day because you don't know who gonna get you. So keep playing those games. Keep doing your options. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what you're getting with. Because you don't know their intentions either.
Yeah, but listen, people are not gonna be afraid to exercise their options.
Hey,
you know,
that's why the world is the way it's at, because don't nobody fear a damn thing until it's at their doorstep. And sometimes
but you can't. Here's the thing. We can't. Okay, we cannot try to fearmonger people into being in a certain relationship or trying to think relationships are a certain way. We can't do that. I think that's the problem with society.
Ain't nobody fearmongering nobody.
But
that's
you
not
are.
what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm saying.
Hold on. That person that's exercising the option. You know what I'm saying? Like they may not have to deal with the consequences that you're saying. You are pointing out consequences that you believe that they may go through. They may not go through any of these things. They may just skate through life and not have to suffer any of these consequences. Or they may suffer some of them, or maybe they may suffer all of them. Who don't know? Nobody knows. It's a case-on-case basis. We cannot just sit here and just say, well, that's going to actually happen. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen to that person. Also, in that, I think also what women have to understand too is that and I think men understand this. We understand this fully well because we're told this, and sometimes we understand this. Not every woman is going to be number one. Some women are going to be number 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Not every woman is going to be in that power slot. I keep telling y'all, not all of y'all are Heir to Tens or Holly Berry's or Tony Braxton's or whatever. You're not all that. Not all of you are. But men, we know that. We know where we slot in ourselves in life. Because they always tell us as men, this is where you slot. You know what I mean? You're bald-headed or you're too short or you're a little too chubby. Men are told these things all the time. And we have to deal with it and put up with it. You know what I'm saying? And we have to make adjustments based on that. You know, we can't make no excuses. If a man is working at Walmart, you know what I mean? That man is told he needs to level up. And ain't no excuses.
And no, can't make no excuses. Because most of these women who's going after these guys that's got 7 figures, it's not even it's not pretend that they going after these guys because they have a beautiful personality or character. It's because of the bag.
And that's what I said.
So if I'm the man and I know these women are only be in my life for the bag, I'm not gonna minimize myself to some standards if I know the only reason why they're there is to get the dollar. Like it's a trade-off. It's a fair trade-off. You know, women see dating and relationship as surrendering their strong independence anyways. They don't even see it as something for family. They see it as something, okay, what can I get from him? And if I can't get shit from you, bye. You can be handsome, you can be charming, you can have good teeth, you can be 6 foot, 6-pack, all that. But if you ain't got the dollars, you ain't got the right salary for her, she gonna pass you by for the guy that looks way shorter than you, uglier, but got 6 figures in his account.
Mm-hmm. And men are also put in the phones as lunch or bill or different things in women's phones, and women are encouraged to do this. Women are encouraged to use certain men for certain things. Go queen, go ahead, you can do it. Yeah, go get that bag. Yeah, go use them for this. You know what I mean?
And men don't do that.
Hold on. Go do that. But men can't have that flexibility. If a man does that, you know, Tiger Woods, they change the name from Tiger Woods to Cheetah Woods. You know what I mean? They act like the man done robbed the bank. They act like he deleted a whole bunch of people. Men cannot move with that same impunity. They just cannot. If a man does that, he's gonna be put in a certain category.
You got the same population of women that will give babies to people without getting a ring, to the Pookies and Ray Rays, and then when they run out of their sexual market value and they say they entitled to a man, a millionaire, and they want him to be monogamous. It's beyond me.
I want to just say this, okay?
Anyway,
you know, there's always going to be pros and cons to each gender, okay? But let's say for instance, an example, right? Because I'm gonna throw something into it, especially like in our community. Now, if a woman was to go date outside her race, which I have no problem with it, you know, I'm not like super pro black or anything like that, but let's just say she goes out. If she dates like anyone that's not a black person, okay, within her own race, like her women are going to encourage her. Society are going to justify why she's doing it, and she will get the praise that she thinks she deserves. Oh, you know why she left him? Because he was broke, he was dusty, he had no ambition, he was treating you wrong. They'll just create like a whole total narrative as a reason to why that a black woman had to get out and start dating other nationalities. But if that was us and we did the same thing, you know, oh, the community would be on our asses for that. They'll call sellouts. They're going to be wondering, you know, why we have, you know, mommy issues. You know what I mean? They're going to paint a narrative that we hate black women and we hate this, we hate that. So not everything is created like equal. You know, is everything that we're saying is based off of how society is placing these labels. You know what I mean? We got to get out of those labels, but that's the way how society is. Especially
crazy.
Okay, you think it's crazy, but
well, I mean, because what you're saying, it goes both ways.
And I'm saying this is how society judges us, though.
I know, but it's both ways. It's the way also. Oh, I'm gonna go to get me. I'm gonna go out passport. And I'm tired of dealing with black women in America. But you ain't respect a black woman. But you think you gonna go over and get Botswana or whatever else you want to get, and you gonna respect them. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's for both people. It goes both ways.
What do you say to the young man that's growing up, that's 18, 19, that's going out here and fresh into the dating arena and seeing all these women initiate divorce, and they're in fear, like, damn, that shit make me don't even want to get married, man. And they just walking out. What do you say to these guys? You tell them don't get a passport?
No, I tell them to do it for the right reasons. Don't do it because you mad at one race, or you don't respect the race. Hey, I don't care about interracial dating. Do you? But don't make it seem like it's the black woman, and you as a black man ain't respect a black woman since day one, ain't doing nothing, ain't calling brothers to be higher or step up. And then you think you dating outside your race is gonna make you happy. You take your same toxicity. How can you tell a man? You take the same toxicity to them that you did to her. That's all I'm saying. I don't care. I would tell a young man, be careful who you give yourself to. Be careful who you give your heart to. Vet these women. Take your time. Don't jump in a relationship. Get to know who they are, whoever it is.
How do you tell a man that he didn't respect a woman, or these men ain't respecting women, when these women not respecting themselves?
It goes both ways.
Hold on, wait. These women are not respecting themselves, and you want a man to come in here and respect them.
Well, it started somewhere. I feel like if men are the leaders, then they lead.
We've been telling you all the time by leading, saying, hey, we've been telling you all the time saying, hey, go to the gym. You don't go to the gym.
But why? Why is that person not going to the gym?
Because they don't have any self-respect. They don't have any self-confidence. They don't have any self-esteem. It's not, don't blame it on the man.
But you
hold on, BRUIZZR, you asking the wrong questions and you making the wrong statement, brother. Not that you're saying the wrong things. You're saying all the right things, brother. Here's the thing, right? I am gonna go. I'm gonna black out right now. This is a prelude to Monday. All right, we starting. This is a prelude to Monday, motherfuckers. All right, the prelude to Monday. Listen, y'all started.
Don't give it all away.
Y'all started this whole passport thing with the whole how Stella got her groove back then. Y'all remember that? About 20-something years ago, y'all started all that. And when y'all started, y'all was celebrated. Nobody complained. the men shut the F up and we let y'all celebrate and have y'all arm every woman and all that. Whitney used to sing for all y'all and all that. We ain't say nothing about none of that shit. We let y'all be.
True.
He let y'all be.
That
but
is
as
not
soon,
true.
But as soon as we do something, y'all always complaining. And we saying we tired of your shit. We leveling up. We getting career opportunities. About to get our passports and everything else. And y'all gonna have to level up too. We gotta have to level up too, because at the end of the day, when y'all do something to celebrate it, but every time we do something,
that's not
every
true.
time we do something to try to level up, y'all always put us down.
That's not true.
Always put us down.
I didn't say don't go.
Yeah, I'm straight back Wally because I'm tired of this shit, man.
I didn't say
so what a brother want to go get a passport and find love? Let him get a passport and find love. Y'all been doing it for 20-something years. We're still in that group back and all that. Ain't nobody said that. We were silent the whole time. You were silent the whole time. We ain't being silent no more. And I'm leading the charge. For all the brothers who tired of this shit, come with me, man. Let's get it. It could be manosphere, womensphere, whatever, man. All the spheres. Let's get it. So we tired of this shit, man.
You sound real stupid right now.
Wait, hold on. Let me say this, right? And one word. We're not gonna go over the name calling, okay?
Whatever. You sound crazy.
Okay, let's relax. Let's relax on this one, right?
Good night. I'm out of here. Y'all sound fucking stupid.
All right. Well, I'm gonna continue my talking point then. So, let me say this though, okay? The problem is that no, I did not pull her out. She's left on her own. I'm just letting y'all know that, okay? So the problem is, okay, men. And look, and I promise I'm gonna behave right on this one, okay? Men are telling you women, okay, over and over of how they are feeling. Most of them are feeling drained. The thing is, since we're talking about this passport subject, how do you feel? How would a man feel? Okay, which not that you women care about how a man feels, but how would a man feel, chat, right? If a man has worked his ass off, okay, to get to where he's at. Let's just say BRUIZZR, right? Because BRUIZZR, you know, he's a military vet. You know what I mean? Pretty established brother. But let's just say if you wasn't married, BRUIZZR, and you had trouble in the dating game, you would feel like you kind of got cheated out in life a little bit because you did all the right things. It's the principle. Men are, and I'm not gonna say all men. Okay, I'm just talking about the men who are doing the right things. We go stupid, right? That's right. Men who are doing the right things are meeting the wrong type of women, but they're telling other women, look, if you're this woman that you are the I can't even pronounce it right at the moment, right?
Anomaly.
Thank you. I hate when that happens on the stream, but anomaly. When you're the only one, right, that you feel like you stand above the crowd, we have to challenge you, because now we're asking you, well, we're telling you this are the things that we're feeling, this are the things that we're going through, and you're trying to tell us how what we're saying is inaccurate. So, and then that leads into an argument, and then you women get emotional because what we're trying to say is giving you facts from a male's perspective, but you're trying to shut us down from a woman's perspective, and you keep saying that this equally happens to everyone. Look, it does not equally happen to everyone. Everyone has a different experience. Everyone has a different trauma. Okay? Like, I get that part. But the problem is, when you keep ignoring what men are telling you, men are starting to understand, and they're kind of going to the root that there's a better way, you know? And that better way of what a man is thinking right now is, well, if you American women are giving me a headache and all hope is lost because y'all keep following this American trend of being Tatianas and y'all being unruly, why don't I just try to explore my options as a man that's already established and find someone who is willing to submit to me?
Yeah.
And when you find that person, and here's the thing, I'm not even going hard. Look, I'm cool, I'm calm, collective, I got the shades going on, but I'm not going to yell, I'm not going to cuss, I'm not going to, whatever, about these women. I'm just telling you guys the facts of it. I'm trying to give y'all the game, man, that what men are thinking and what men are talking about, you know. And what we're talking about, you guys, is nothing positive. So there's something that's going on. All right. I'm talking about the good men. I'm not talking about the ones that is hypocritical, take their asses to another country and just keep on bashing black women because they can't get no play. We're not talking about those guys. We're talking about the ones that's working hard working people. Okay? Not niggas, but actual hard working African American men. That's just looking for love. Okay? And a family. So quit ignoring all the things that we're telling you because you don't want to get educated about it. And this is why we leave out of America.
Man, we listen. We listen. We tired of this shit. All right, tired of it, and we don't have to put up with it no more. Look, like BRUIZZR said, nobody cares how men feel. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay, they don't care. All right, people knew I was on my deathbed. They ain't care. They don't care. Okay, so with men, we gotta make sure that we holding our nutsack and making sure things get done. All right, it's about results. When you a man, it's about results. What results can you get?
You forgot one thing.
What's up, bro?
And women gonna say this all the time. You can say 100 things, and you can have a good sermon, but it's your delivery.
Oh boy, I'm so tired of that delivery. I'm so tired of that shit.
Should we do the 2+2 thing?
No goddamn, ain't no goddamn delivery. Yeah, I am, Big Rig. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it, man. I'm so tired of it. Because all I hear is a bunch of bullshit and a bunch of excuses. That's all I hear all the time. Excuses and a bunch of bullshit. No. You know what I'm saying? Y'all started the whole no scrubs movement. I got to put Miss Polly on mute. I'm sorry, Miss Polly. I'm going to go on mute after I speak. Y'all started the whole no scrubs movement and we just had to sit for that. Y'all started all these movements and we just sit. We just sit by. We sit by, we let you talk about a whole bunch of shit, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, we let you be unruly and all this other stuff. And we don't say nothing. I even got women like in my family like this, just unruly, just don't want to listen to shit. And then they know everything, don't know the goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? We tired of this shit, man. We are tired. All right? We are tired and we not taking it no more. I'm tired. I'm gonna do a quick MC impression. I'm tired of this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? We tired, all right? We are tired. We are tired. And we ain't taking it no more. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. We ain't taking it no more, all right? So y'all gotta make shit happen. Cause we ain't dealing with this shit no more. Y'all figure it out, you know what I mean? Or else the foreign women are gonna take over, and that's just what's gonna be. And that's just what it is, man. Like I said, y'all started all these movements. We never said nothing. Y'all started Me Too. We sat back. We didn't even do nothing. Y'all started Me Too stuff talking about y'all got to carry pepper sprays and bats and nunchucks and knives and shit and guns to protect yourself from men. Mm-hmm. And all men was rapists and all that. And we just sat back and just took it. We didn't say nothing. We didn't say nothing. No, we saying something now. We tired of it. We are tired. And that's it. Miss Polly, go ahead. Let me go on mute, man. God damn.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I was just gonna say, shoot, y'all help me promote Polly. I ain't got no objections. I'm down. You know, I don't let monogamy anyway. So it's fine. Sounds good to me. Everybody find out where they belong.
My wife has been calling me to come put the work in. So
yeah, man. Because it's almost. See, BRUIZZR, that's why I look, man. You can't say that I didn't warn you, man.
No, you're good. I like the conversation, man. I liked it.
Can I ask you one last question before you go, if it's okay?
Sure.
Okay. Last question I'm just going to ask. Come on, pull up. Is when you received our invitation to join our panel as a special guest, what was your first mind and thought? What was your first thought in mind about us, knowledge and relationships, and why you decided to give us a chance? That's all.
The reason why I wanted to give y'all a chance because y'all seem like some pretty outstanding brothers, and I also wanted to see how can I possibly add value to what y'all had.
Most definitely, man.
That's all I try to do, man, to see if I can add any value to what you already got going on.
Well, you definitely did, man, with tonight's topic, you know, and the first time we came on the panel when we was hosting the boxer lady, the trainer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Coach Cam. Shout out to Coach Cam, man. Salute to her. But
Shout out
BRUIZZR,
to
man.
her.
Thanks for coming up, bro. We're gonna put the spotlight on you. Let them know all your social medias. Let them know where they can find you. Let them know all your channels. And yeah, man. And we're gonna fade out from there.
You can find me on Concur. I posted the link earlier in the private chat. You can find me on Instagram at BRUIZZR, right there. Well, right here. And also, if you follow the Groomsmen show, at the Groomsmen show, all one word. Yeah, we have a show every Tuesday night at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. But this Tuesday coming up in particular is going to be a ladies' night. It's a special for the ladies to have control on the panel. And then we're going to pick it back up on Wednesday, November the 2nd, which is the day after that. And then just fall back into going back into every Tuesday. I'll be trying to have one-on-ones as well. I'm just trying to figure out who is willing to come on my show and have one-on-one conversation. Really, what I was trying to do is I talk about men and women. I really talk about how women could really influence a lot of the changes that is hurting relationships. That's why I try to get interviews with women. I mean, they have a lot of power today in society, and I appreciate the changes they make because they affect me not only negative but positively too. But knowing that, I try to have a conversation with a lot of women and try to see if I can pick their brain to see where their mentality at, to see if there's any hope at all in the future. And for the most part, a lot of women I've been talking to has left me with no hope. And I've just been dying and running to women who's actually can give me some hope that we'll have a better future for relationships. And I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate allowing me to come on the panel and have a voice on y'all network. I really love the time that we was able to. I really love the time that I had with you guys, man. This is really something special y'all got going over here, and I hope y'all grow to get to y'all. I think y'all goal is to get to over 2,000 subscribers, right?
Well, yeah, that's a short-term goal, but honestly, man, we're just trying to go bigger than beyond, you know?
Yeah, man. All I can say is keep pumping out content and try to cross platform. Try to flood some of your followers from other platforms. Like I think I was able to get 100 people from TikTok to come over to YouTube by just posting TikTok reels or whatever. That obviously the content got to be like intriguing enough to get their attention. But if that's something that y'all can find value in, I would do that. But other than that, man, I really enjoyed myself and I appreciate the time. Maybe be back on here another time whenever y'all get the chance.
Hey, you're always welcome to join in, you know?
Oh yeah, I know. I'll be getting those messages. I'll be laid up and I'm like, movie got 30 minutes left, and then I totally forgot. Yep.
All right, thanks, BRUIZZR.
Thank you, family. Thank you, man. And thank you for coming up. We appreciate you, man. Much love, brother.
All right.
All right, have a good one.
All right, family.
All right, everyone. This was definitely a enjoyable conversation, and one like the most informative ones as well too about relationships. So, major shout outs to BRUIZZR. Now, I pinned both his channels. The Concur YouTube channel, which is the Groomsmen channel. Sorry, the Groomsmen show. All that stuff is under the description. And then you'll see like his movie review channel under the same description as well too. So that way you guys could click on it. Make sure you guys subscribe to his YouTube channel and also follow him on IG as well. Really cool, down to earth brother. Like I said, he spit some real true facts. He's very thoughtful, thorough in what he's speaking on. Hey, just like the time when he came on to Coach Cam's interview, like I said, but you guys already saw. So, anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Anybody have any final words before I close out?
Nah, man. Let's get it, man. Look out for tomorrow. The Curious Case of Kanye. We here. Go ahead, Miss Polly.
Oh, I was just saying good night. It was nice talking to you guys. Thanks for having me jump up here real quick.
No problem. The Kanye. Oh, sorry, hold on. I gotta mute you real quick, Miss Polly. Let's see. Tune in for the Kanye West episode. This one will be starting like at 9. So we're just on the algorithm stuff. But anyways, I think probably going forward, probably stick with the usual 7 o'clock time. But anyways, yeah, so tune in tomorrow for the Kanye West topic. I even got a lot of headlines, a couple of notes or whatever to talk about. I do need to get some videos so I can kind of react to. But anyways, all that will be done for tomorrow. So tune in next time and peace out. And shout out to everybody in chat. Love you guys and ladies as well too. Salutes to Intellectual SoapBox. Thank you for being here. Yes, and Miss Polly. So major salutes to BRUIZZR as well for this wonderful, entertaining conversation. And we are out.
Later.
But remember, Monday, I will not let no woman oppress me. All right? So I'm just warning y'all, okay? Yep. When that day comes, everybody's feelings are gonna be hurt. But what's that word called? We shall fall, but we get up. We fall down, but we get up. Anyways, let's stop playing with y'all. Peace.
Knowledge and relationships